6'5".
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Picking third will be the Philadelphia 76ers. The second pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and that means that the number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, how about that? What's up, everybody? Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. It is Out of Bounds. I had a good chuckle last night when I heard that. I actually missed it. I didn't get to watch it, Joe. I was watching my daughter perform, and I'm driving back into work and stop by to get me something to eat, and I pull up Twitter. And it's just Twitter's blowing up, exploding.
Of course it is.
The conspiracy theories, the odds. I saw a great tweet. You have a better chance of pulling out a card from a deck of cards and naming it, turning it over, and being right.
Well, there are people that do that.
Yeah. It was like a 1.9% chance of doing that. The Mavericks had a 1.8% chance of winning the lottery. And so then my phone's just blowing up. And it was pretty cool. And I immediately thought back to yesterday's show, and one of our texters on the D3 Auto Sales text line was mentioned that the Mavericks and the winning the lottery, and we all had a chuckle and a laugh about Nico trading it away and screwing that up. But lo and behold, they win it. How about that?
Crazy times, but we've seen connections like this happen before, and even going back to when LeBron was on Pat McAfee, they discussed this, and he said that at the time he's like Patrick Ewing to the Knicks, him to the Cavs, Derrick Rose to the Bulls. He's like, that sounds like a case of wanting to keep the number one pick at home, and whenever that happens, people are going to think that there's some kind of conspiracy going into it.
Well, and there's the what was it, when AD was with New Orleans and they traded him
and they got Zion.
Yes.
They got the number one pick.
They got the number one pick. I mean, there are all kinds of crazy theories going out there. Yesterday we talked about the frozen envelope and Patrick Ewing. That was the 40-year anniversary yesterday. And so with this happening in the 1 point, and although this isn't the slimmest odds for a team to win it. You've had three other teams that had even lower odds than the Mavericks win the lottery. So it's not unheard of. But, man, when you start seeing these examples, and I love a good conspiracy theory, and when you start reading some of this stuff, you're just like, dang, that's odd. Is that a coincidence to happen again after a big trade? It's like, okay, you trade Luka, your franchise player, to the Lakers. It helps the Lakers. It helps our ratings. It helps the NBA. And in return, you're going to get an aging, old, still a very good player, and we'll throw in the number one draft pick overall. How about that?
Crazy. But, yeah, there was a lot of discussion about that because early in the NBA season, there was talk about the ratings were down. And then when that big storyline comes out, now all of a sudden everyone's interested in what's happening NBA-wise. They're interested in one of the biggest brands NBA-wise, Lakers. And then we've seen how the playoffs have played out, and it seems to be a bit of a youth movement. We see these teams with these younger rosters, these younger stars. Those are the teams that are in control right now in this moment. And if they all end up moving forward, then your four teams that are going to be Eastern and Western Conference Finals could all be young stars.
It's amazing, though, what one player, one special player, can do for a franchise. And I think I'm a perfect example. When Dallas traded away the face of the franchise, I just felt a disconnect with the franchise. I mean, that was our guy. That was my guy. I mean, that's why I would like – you never knew what you were going to see with Luka. He was a special type player, and then when he was traded, it just left a big hole. And now that they have the opportunity to draft another face of the franchise, Cooper Flagg will be the face of the Mavericks franchise. It's sucking me back in. I'm excited again. I look at the potential lineup. I look at the guys coming in off the bench. I look at this team and go, you know what? They're back. They're back. But now you have that guy that you can root for, that special player that can lead your team. And no offense to Kyrie, but, he's up there in age. He's coming off of an injury. He wasn't going to be, not for long anyway, the face of the franchise. Same with AD. Not going to be the face of the franchise being that old.
Well, and the difference, too, is in talking about those players, he's not going into a situation – this is something that was thrown out there. He's not going into a situation where everything is going to be all on his shoulders and he's going to be the focus of the team. He'll be allowed to grow because there are stars on that team already.
No, he goes somewhere else. He may have to come in and be, one of the top guys right away. And in Dallas, I mean, look, he could be your third or fourth option, his rookie year, and grow into the role of being the guy. And, I read a good story this morning about Kyrie. They were talking about guys that can bring him along, and they were like, I don't know if I could pick a better guy. I think Kyrie will be the best thing that ever happened to him to make him a true professional.
They have the Duke connection also. Coach K. And I know that Cooper Flagg didn't play for Coach K, but
Sure.
Coach K is around the program, and it's just amazing whenever you see him show up to some of the former players, some of the former Duke players show up to their games, and when they get together and get with him after the game, the conversations they have, the love they have for him, and just that program and what he built it into, there's a connection that they already have just being Duke alum.
I don't know this for sure, but I got to think Coach K recruited him at one point, right? Cooper Flagg?
He may have. Not really sure.
At a young age, right when they started off, and then just handed it off the recruiting to when it was time for him to retire. But no, that is a great connection with those two. No, but I'm excited. I thought it was great news for the Mavericks, and just stunning news overall in the landscape of something crazy like that happening. It kind of, stole the show there for a little bit until the games actually got started last night. And then,
Cooper Flagg had some instant reaction also to Dallas getting the pick.
Former Duke star Cooper Flagg. What a wild ride for you, huh? What was going through your mind as you were experiencing this and seeing the draft lottery take place?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible experience to be here, to have this opportunity. This is what I dreamed of since I was a little kid. So just to be here, it's an incredible experience and a great opportunity.
Yeah, you're working out for the draft now. What are you working on in order to get better so when you step onto the floor as an NBA player, you're at your best?
Yeah, I think for me, it's always about just getting better all around. It's not one specific thing that I'm looking at. It's just a collective group of things and just trying to get all around better every single day.
The Dallas Mavericks made it known that they look for two-way players. Guys defend. That's what bring home championships, and that's why they traded Luka Doncic. You are a two-way player playing alongside Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. What you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think, like I said, this entire experience for me has been amazing. So going forward, I'm just going to look forward to that, like you said, being a two-way player. That's something that I've done since I was a little kid, so I'm just going to try and keep doing that to the best of my ability.
Cooper, Dallas is a good team. Did you see this coming? You must have thought about where you might be going, but I'm surprised. But you're going to a very kind of built team already. That's pretty unusual for what I think being the top pick.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't try and think about it too much. I feel like it's kind of out of my control. So I'm just kind of going through the process like everybody else and just trying to enjoy every single moment because we only get to do this once.
Congratulations, Cooper. Of course, enjoy the entire process as we lead into June and potentially a new home for you, which would be in Dallas. Cooper Flagg, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. There's no way Dallas screws this up, right, Joe? They've already made the selection for Dallas during the interview. I was honestly surprised at some point. It's like, well, they haven't taken me yet. I can't, one step at a time, guys.
Well, he wants to enjoy the process. He doesn't want to just assume anything and put anything out there. He wants to enjoy it because he's at the NBA Draft Combine right now. And we got his measurables yesterday, and he's probably going to play some pickup games, do some on-court work, get his vert and everything. So he just wants to go through this process.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do any pickup games. He doesn't need to do any drills. We don't want to risk any injury.
Number one players, they still do that.
Do they really?
They go through the drills.
Speaking of injuries, man, just a tough one last night. I guess the official word isn't out on Jason Tatum yet.
Not yet.
The MRI results aren't in. I think anybody that's a TV doctor can analyze and look. It didn't look good. Looked like a torn Achilles, and just sick. It made me sick for Tatum, because he came out and played. Had that breakout type game that some of the national media were on him for not having that. Being a superstar type player in the NBA, but not having that in this series yet. That type of performance, and then he comes out and does it. And fourth quarter, that happens to him. And then I felt terrible for Boston and all their fans because that's going to be tough to overcome. I mean, they're down 3-1, and now their best player's out, and you can't lose another game. You got to go home, win, come back to New York, win, go back home, win. I mean, it's doable, but the odds on that are very slim too. I got an email this morning that was it's not 1.8% slim, but it's like around 9%, Joe, an all-time. Teams down 3-1 in the NBA playoffs very rarely come back and win. And that's what Boston's facing right now, along with Golden State. Both are dealing with their own set of issues, and we'll hear more about Steph Curry, I guess, tomorrow is when they're supposed to re-examine him tomorrow morning and see if he can play. One last-ditch effort for Golden State. Man, they played well last night until the third quarter. It was Golden State was a small lead, tie game. I think it was tied at, 58? And then a 17-0 run from Minnesota. They went crazy from the three, just caught fire in the third quarter, and just blew it open, and it was over. Golden State never could mount much of a comeback after that run.
That was a game they had to have also just to get that series tied, knowing that the next game is going to be on the road, and it becomes a bigger uphill battle because if they're down 3-1, they're going home, then you get a better chance there. But they just dropped that game on their home floor, and now without Steph, it just makes it that much more difficult just because of just the rotation itself. And then whenever he comes back, if he gets a chance to come back, depending on if he plays Game 5 or they try to wait till Game 6, no guarantees with that because they have to win Game 5 to get to a Game 6.
Here's that stat. Just 13 of 290 NBA teams have come back from 3-1 deficit. That's 4.5%. They compared it in hockey, 32 of 351. So about 9% of the time it happens in hockey, they come back from a 3-1 deficit in the playoffs. But in the NBA, 13 of 290 opportunities, 4.5%. So 95% of the time the team up 3-1 wins and moves on.
Yeah, very difficult to get it done when you have to win 3 in a row. But this is unfamiliar territory for Celtics, especially this year. But even just in recent years, recent seasons, they don't drop many games back-to-back.
Had a question. Ron from Pine Bluff, he's asking, Joe, how do they do the lottery?
Well, they put based on percentage, they put so many ping pong balls in there, and then they draw a ball each time to go through the sequence. And so the teams that were at the top, Jazz, Hornets, Spurs, they all had the greatest chance because they had the most ping pong balls that were in.
They still use ping pongs?
Mm-hmm.
They probably need to go back to the old way. And I know it wasn't good TV or as exciting for TV or whatever. It was drawn out. I think they need to show the process. No, I'm serious. Because of the conspiracy, if they, draw back the curtains. They
don't care about that. They would rather have this storyline than actually show what's going on there. If people want to put the conspiracy theories out, they're fine with that.
They're good?
Yeah. Because it brings more attention altogether.
It's true. Sometimes negative attention can be bad attention. It's just attention. At least people care. It's better than nobody caring and not talking about it whatsoever. Let's see here. One more before we hit. I see our guests are here. That's awesome. I guess Golden State Warriors are in trouble. Yep, they are, Ron. They are in trouble. Well, they got one chance, and that's Steph. If the MRI, whatever, the doctors give him the okay and he can play, they got one chance. Win that road game, you come back home, win that home game, it's a game 7. Anything can happen in one game. That's your only shot to me. I don't see any way, and I'm as optimistic as they come, that this Golden State team without Steph Curry can go and beat Minnesota in Minnesota, then come back to Golden State and win that game too, and then win a game 7. I don't see the team as it is right now winning 3 in a row. Got to have Steph.
Yeah, not win 3 in a row, but they could win one of those games because they still could be without him for game 5. So they could win that game to get in that position.
To buy him a couple more days.
Yeah, but we know that Steph is definitely a strength of the team.
Earl sent us this. Earl, keep sending me the updates until I can get this pulled up. The NCAA regionals are going on for golf, and the Arkansas men are in the 3rd and final round, trying to move on to the NCAA championships. They started their round early, a day early because of weather in the Auburn area, and so they were like, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this in. So they went ahead and started Sunday afternoon instead of Monday morning. So they're a little bit ahead, trying to beat the weather. It's the 3rd round, and Arkansas just moved inside the top 5. They were at number 6 when the day started. They're now in 3rd place. So that's awesome news if they can qualify and make it to the NCAA championships. Good times right now for Arkansas sports. We'll talk more about the Arkansas athletic department when Coach Z joins us at 2:10. The One Razorback Roadshow is going on. They're in Searcy today. Hopefully some of our listeners up in Searcy went to the One Razorback Roadshow. They can call in a little later and give us a report, but Coach Z was there. He'll call in at 2:10, and we'll talk about the One Razorback Roadshow, the NBA playoffs, the lottery, so much to get to with Coach Z. Also coming up on the show, Kyle Sutherland will join us, talk a little high school baseball and softball state tournament. That gets started Thursday all across the state. Coming up at 2:30, Andrew Hutchinson will join us, bestofarkansassports.com. Talk a little Diamond Hogs. He said he was excited, wanted to get on here and talk some Razorback baseball. They got the series with Tennessee coming up Thursday, 2 days away from that. So we have a jam-packed show today. Coming up next, we're going to talk with our friends from Twin Peaks. The Miss Twin Peaks competition is right around the corner. They've got all the details, who to vote for. We got one of our local competitors in it, so they're going to tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're going to try to get her the win, not only locally but nationally.
Let's do it. It's the power of the buzz. All right, our first break right now. Stick around, though. You just heard we got a packed show, a lot of fun, a lot of things to digest. Twin Peaks, see what it did? Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Floyd's Seafood, Keel Avenue in Sherwood. It's crawfish season, and Floyd's has live and cooked Louisiana Cajun crawfish. Place your order by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
This is SportsCenter.
The scorching hot Cardinals beat the Phillies 3-2 last night to extend their winning streak to 9 games. During their streak, they have 47 runs, which is 7th in Major League Baseball, and a 2 ERA, which is 1st in Major League Baseball. They'll play the Phillies again today. Elsewhere, the Mets beat the Pirates 4-3 to put them at 27 wins, which is tied for the MLB best, along with the Dodgers and the Tigers. Detroit took down Boston, beating them 14-2. The Tigers have the best run differential in the majors at +84. In minor league baseball, the Arkansas Travelers start their 6-game road series against the Wichita Wind Surge tonight at 6:05. Radio coverage for this game and all Travelers games can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and that's your home and your business. So if your business needs a touch-up, call CertaPro Painters and let them handle the job for you. They provide excellent workmanship, quality, and a worry-free process for both residential and commercial spaces, all at the right price. You've got to focus on your business. Let them focus on your painting. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Get your estimate scheduled today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Thompson Electric presents Jackson Wells each week in the zone with Justin and DJ. Thompson Electric since 1983, providing innovative electrical solutions for your business. To learn more, check them on the web at thompsonelectric.com, or you can search Thompson Electric on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops and spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, outdoor and home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through May 14th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment presents Coach Nolan Richardson when he joins Randy and Rick on Drive Time Sports every week for Rollin' with Nolan. Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen. Find them online at ametrucks.com.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio.
Somebody hand me a cigarette. I know I ain't had one in over a week. Somebody pour me a double shot. Been getting better by the day, but tonight I drink. You say I gotta get over you and get sober too. I got a lot of habits I gotta kick.
All right, welcome back in here, Wes Moore and Joe Franklin, and now we got a full studio. Guests from Twin Peaks here. Olivia Kelton, Zoe's with her too. We're talking about the Miss Twin Peaks competition. How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Having a good day. When's the competition get started?
So the actual competition itself is June 10th, but they leave for Miami June 8th. But we have the Miss Twin Peaks popularity vote where the people get to vote for their favorite girl from all of the 115-something stores.
Wait, let me fix that. Not the favorite girl, our girl.
Yes, I'm going to choose our girl. Yes, of course, because we want Little Rock to win that, of course. Alicia went last year, and she's going again this year, and she was put into the top 10 last year, and so we're shooting for a Miss Popular vote and hopefully top 5 this time. But that kicks off on the 19th, and it goes all the way until, I believe, up until the competition pretty much. And you can vote every day.
How big is this? What does this competition mean? What's it mean for the store in Little Rock? What's it mean for the girls? What's it mean for Alicia?
I think it's, one, you can win a lot of money. Everyone loves money. Everyone loves money. But it also goes into the fact of that it's just an incentive for the girls to really be out there, really test the waters, have some, be able to kind of just dabble into something that they don't normally. And so, in some of them, might be walking a runway, and for others, it just might be public relations.
Trip to Miami is always great also.
It's a free trip, too.
Yeah, for that competition. And they get to meet girls from all over the country.
Absolutely.
That do the same things. They have the same interests there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Alicia went last year, and she's going back this year, so she must enjoy the experience, or she wouldn't be doing it again. What'd she say about the experience?
Oh, she talks about it as if it's the best thing she's ever done in her life. Like, she absolutely loved it. She loved meeting all of the other girls from all the other stores. She loved meeting most of, if not all of, corporate as well. You get your face out there, you get your name out there, and because a lot of things now is who you know, it can really take you places. So
best way to go about voting and when you can actually go on to vote?
Online. On the 19th.
Is it 2025misstwinpeaks.com?
I honestly do not remember, but I do know that we have
You have a link on.
We'll have a link. Yes,
okay.
we will have a link. There'll be a barcode or a QR code that you can scan, and we're going to have everything up the day that it goes live. So I don't think it's an available link yet, but it will be the day of.
What's going on at the restaurant today?
I think it's just a regular Tuesday today.
You didn't have to go in, right?
No, I didn't.
You're like, I don't know. I'm here at the radio station. How would I know what's going on at the restaurant?
Exactly. I'm normally there on a Tuesday, but not this week.
Okay, so it is 2025misstwinpeaks.com, but it takes you to twinpeaksrestaurant.com, and then it gives a countdown there. So there's 5 days, 10 hours till you're able to vote.
So, yeah, start voting at 12:01 in the morning.
Alicia, got to remember Alicia to vote for her. Well, have Little Rock. Do you know how it works?
Yes, it'll say her name in big bold letters, and then in a smaller font, it'll say West Little Rock.
Okay.
So just find Arkansas.
How was she chosen?
So this was explained to me probably a couple weeks ago, but essentially it has unbiased 11 people from corporate. They sit in a room, they lock themselves in a room, and any of the girls who want to participate in the competition, they have to submit 6 photos. It's 3 bikini, 3 lingerie. They submit it in by a certain deadline. They take about 10 days to sit in this room, and they kind of just hold up the photos of each girl, and they kind of just take a vote. And so if whatever the majority rules is, that's who goes. And they send us an email.
That's pretty cool. That's a tough competition also.
Yeah.
Have y'all done it before?
I remember whenever I was serving here, I did try and do it one time. And then I think, so you've done the past 2 years, right?
No, just this year.
Just this year? Okay. So she submitted her photos this year.
So how long have you been there at Twin Peaks?
Going on 3 years in November.
Awesome. How long have you been there?
4 years in October.
Okay. So that says a lot about the restaurant itself that y'all been there combined 7 years. You like what you're doing?
I do. It's a lot, but I do love it.
Joe, when are we going back again?
We will be there June 5th, first day of NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah. It's a good day to be there.
Oh, absolutely. And there are a lot of sporting events going on right now, so Twin Peaks is always the perfect place to watch any of the sports going on.
Oh, yeah, coldest beer in the town.
Coldest beer, but also that menu. I don't think you guys get enough credit for the menu and the food items there. You have great food and great drinks.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite food items?
The salmon is the best thing on our menu.
That's what I get quite a bit.
I also love the Chipotle chicken. I can't
And look, you nail what
Yeah.
we get. I get salmon, Wes gets Chipotle chicken.
It is awesome. No,
Yeah.
it really is good. Were either one of you working this past Saturday night?
Yes.
The Razorback baseball game? No, it was Friday night. Last Friday night.
I was not there Friday, actually. They gave me the day off.
Yeah, I was there, but I
Remember the Razorback baseball game? They started in playing LSU. They didn't start till like 9:45,
Oh, yeah,
and the game wasn't over till 1:17 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I was asleep already by then.
Y'all don't stay open till 1, do you? What time do y'all close?
So on Fridays and Saturdays, we are open till 1. Sunday through Thursday, we're open till 12. However, if there is an event that is going on, we are open until that event is over. So, for instance, the NBA playoffs were going on last night. We were open till technically we were taking orders, taking drinks, everything until about 1:20 when the game was over. So, sorry, not 1:20. I meant 12:20.
12:20.
My bad. But
I was going to say, I stayed up late and watched that game. I don't think I stayed up that late.
No, you didn't stay up that
Yeah,
late.
it was a
I
little-
misspoke.
Yeah, it was a little after midnight.
But, I mean, it's not crazy long, but we were open technically an extra 20 minutes until the game was over. Then kind of just like, okay, we're closed. But, yeah, we're technically supposed to be open, whether that's an extra 3 hours or an extra 30 minutes.
UFC events are always big, too. Fight nights, those are really exciting, and those are some of those nights where it does kind of extend, and those fights go late at times.
They can, yeah. They really can. They usually end around 12:30, but I've had some end around, like, hitting the close mark about 1 o'clock before. But I personally haven't been there when it's gone past 1 yet.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you
Thank
for coming in. We'll see
you.
you June 5th.
I'll see you June 5th.
Looking forward to it. Zoe, thank you for coming. Olivia, we appreciate it. And go vote for Alicia
Yes.
starting on 3 days from now?
5
days. 5 days from now.
May 19th.
And vote every day.
Every day.
Get a winner from West Little Rock.
You get 5 votes. Use them all on her.
Oh, absolutely will.
5 times 7 is 35 votes a week. You can get it done for Alicia. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a great day.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little high school baseball and softball. Kyle Sutherland is scheduled to join us. State tournaments begin all across the state Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Richard Yeager in Little Rock or Todd Martin or Seth Boyd in Jacksonville.
At Mosquito Joe, our passion is making outside fun again. One of the most popular ways of achieving that goal is with a mosquito misting system. Mosquito Joe misting systems can be installed discreetly around your backyard, patio, boat dock, anywhere you're getting bugged.
The really cool thing about Mosquito Joe misting systems is that they mist automatically every day when mosquitoes are most active. And, if I want to, I can operate the system on my phone with a super easy-to-use app.
Mosquito misting systems. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Are you dreaming of excitement and adventure? Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville is the place to be. From the cost-effective and customizable Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat to a one-of-a-kind Can-Am Spider, Hubbard Power Sports has what you're looking for. Looking for a Sea-Doo personal watercraft? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. From a Can-Am Defender farm rig to the all-new 240 horsepower Can-Am Maverick R, we've got it all. With a large selection of Can-Am four-wheelers and side-by-side models in stock now. Stop by and see us in Russellville. Visit us at hubbardpowersports.com.
Hey Buzz listeners, have you heard the news? Natural State Wholesale has expanded and doubled in size, making it the ultimate warehouse wonderland. You will walk through the warehouse and be amazed at the unbeatable prices around every turn. At the warehouse, you will find wholesale pricing on everything. Come on down and meet the flooring king Don Grisham himself and see for yourself what everyone is talking about. Visit the warehouse today, 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot, just off Interstate 57, or visit them at naturalstatewholesale.com.
It's the Big Lot on I-30 and Alcoa in Benton, where you'll find hundreds of clean, local pre-owned vehicles with big, big deals. At the Big Lot Benton, you'll save thousands and go home with a low, low payment.
Do they have cars that could fit my whole crew for our summer road trip?
Oh, yeah. SUVs from Tahoes, Yukons, Suburbans, minivans. You'll find it all at the Big Lot.
I'm looking for a truck I can use for work, but also to tow the boat later this season.
We've got trucks. The Big Lot on I-30 and Alcoa Road in Benton.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We see people seizing opportunities, building communities, and achieving their dreams right in their hometowns. That's why we provide services, resources, and tools that help you accomplish what you want, where you want. Whether you're starting out, starting over, or starting something new, we have account options designed to work for you and your goals. At Southern Bank, we know where you're coming from because we're from here too. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit one of our local branches or online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics?
My elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, and we got Kyle Sutherland talking a little high school baseball and high school softball. State tournament gets started Thursday. What's up, Kyle? How are you?
Hey, guys. Doing good. Long time no talk. I'm very excited about this getting going. I'm also very excited about the weather looking pretty decent, knock on wood. I shouldn't say that, but no, I think this is maybe the first year that I've looked at it and we don't have, like, torrential downpours at least 2 days in a row. So hopefully it'll stay that way and we'll be able to make it through it.
So when's it all get started, Kyle? And who are some of the teams to look out for when it gets started?
Yeah, so everything gets started on Thursday, and you'll have some spots where, of course, there's 6 locations that it's under, but the first day especially, you'll have some, like, for instance, in 5A, you'll have some teams playing at Benton, some teams playing at Bryant, so they can get all those games in, and then they'll finish up the last 2 days at Benton. So you've got a couple here, so that way we can get at various locations, so that way we can get both of them in. But, I think probably when you look at both of these sides, in baseball, I would probably say the only safe, or is there any such thing as safe bets, and especially in postseason play. But you look at the Taylor Tigers, both in Class 1A, of course, and the baseball teams won 3 consecutive state titles. The softball teams won a record 7 consecutive.
Wow.
And I wouldn't say that softball is the overwhelming favorite this year, but probably baseball they are. Other than that, when you look across the classifications, man, it's just, there's definitely some favorites, but as is always when postseason play, it's really just kind of how the ball bounces.
Give me your favorites in 6A for baseball and then softball.
So 6A, it's hard to not put Bentonville in there. They've won 6 championships since 2016. They had a rough weekend a couple of weeks ago, but definitely they're the top strength of schedule across all classifications. So it's hard not to pick Bentonville. Benton, who had a dynasty a couple of years ago and got bounced in the first round last year. They have looked like the clear-cut favorite in Class 5A. I think that they're the favorite right now. Class 4A. Hard to bet against a Pea Ridge or a Gentry in North. It's been kind of the Northwest Arkansas region that's run that class for the past few years. So that's probably your favorite there. 3A, I'd say maybe Mayflower. Of course, continuing to talk about softball, Mayflower is probably in that category, along with maybe, like a Harding Academy, somebody like that, DeWitt, to a Riverside, Hackett. Of course, Hackett's a 3A defending champion, and then you've got Taylor in Class 1A. Guys, 6A in baseball, I think you look at the West first and foremost. Of course, Conway they've got 1 loss on the season, so they've been number 1 most of the year, and you got to give them the due respect. But if it's not like a Conway or possibly a Cabot, you look at maybe a Rogers, Harbor, Fayetteville. Of course, Fayetteville's always in the mix. 5A, hard to bet against Valley View. They're not the overwhelming favorite, I'd say, this year, but definitely up there. 4A, guys, that would maybe be – I was talking with Kevin Bohannon about this, and this might be the classification where you have like maybe a 3 or a 4 seed come out. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you look at a CAC, that was in 3A last year. They're a 4 seed, coming from a really good conference. So, I think it could really be a free-for-all there. 3A, man, it's kind of the same way. You look at probably like Bismarck had a really good regional. I really like the matchup in the first run. I don't know that Bismarck necessarily be a state title contender, but then you look at like a Greenland-Melbourne, that's a great first matchup. But ultimately in 3A, I'd say it's probably hard to bet against Ashdown. 2A, Woodlawn, they got beat last year by Washita that ended their dominant series or their dominant dynasty run, and that's kind of something else that Kevin and I were talking about. It's hard to imagine them not finishing out this redemption tour. And then you look at the Taylor Tigers, like I said just a second ago, they're going for 4 in a row in Class 1A, and for the most part haven't been touched during those 3 in a row, and it looks like it can kind of be about like that this year.
Kyle, a place that seems to be good in every sport across the board, Bryant. Where do they stack up, baseball and softball?
Oh, the softball team is actually – I knew that the softball team was going to be pretty good. I was thinking maybe like 4 or 5 range this year. But, they've shown in multiple times that they might be – I wouldn't put them at number 1, but maybe like that 2-3 range. They split the Central with Cabot, which is not uncommon. The Central usually does come down to Cabot and Bryant for the most part. But I think, under first-year coach Eric Ryan, they've got something really good cooking. I could see them making a deep run. And, year 2 under Garrett Bach in baseball, they kind of started off a little bit slow, then got really hot. And it's kind of been a little bit up and down. And I think, Garrett is doing obviously the Bach name is royalty in Arkansas high school softball and just baseball in general. And he's done a great job there. But, I would probably say out of the Central, you probably like Conway and Little Rock Christian the most. But, we've seen plenty of times where a 3 or 4 seed can really come in and make some noise and make a deep run.
You mentioned Taylor, the boys and girls for baseball and softball. Is there another school that could potentially pull off the double and win both?
In baseball West, it's hard for me to. I really like Mount Ida has probably been the team that Mount Ida or Westside Greers Ferry has kind of been the teams that have mostly played them in the final round. And of course, Mount Ida and them have played, I don't even know how many regional championships. But on the softball side, now they have the best pitcher. They have the best player to me in all of 1A, and Ayla Buford. She's a 3-time state tournament MVP, going to go play at SAU, obviously a 3-time state champion. She's the most decorated player in the state right now, regardless of classification. And they've got plenty of others as well. But I would say if anybody's a threat to them, it's probably Scranton. Scranton, maybe Westside. Westside has it seems like that they haven't gotten it fully together. Maybe they will during this state tournament run. But, Scranton was the team that lost to Taylor last year. And if you look at the score, you're like, okay, Taylor was just that much better. But, guys, I think a lot of it was, and not taking anything away from Taylor, but Scranton was just so young, and not a lot of people expected them to be in the state championships. I think the lights might have been a little bit too bright for them then. Now that they're a year older, a lot of those girls are back, and if they make it to state, they know what it's like to play on that level. So that's probably the biggest threat to Taylor, as I would say.
Which teams have been most dominant this season? And you can pick any classification and go through baseball, softball.
Man, in baseball, you got to look at Conway. For Conway, I think it's probably the 2 bookends in 6A and 1A. Conway, they've only got 1. I think Cabot was the only loss on the season. We know how hard it is to start to go undefeated in any sport, but especially baseball or softball. And Conway dang near did it in the regular season. And then Taylor, all their 1A opponents for the most part, they just pretty much blow right through them. I think it starts right there. In Class 4A, or not Class 4A, Class 6A on the softball side, other than that one weekend where Bentonville came down and they lost to Bologna and they lost to Benton, guys, they've been exciting. They played the number 1 team in the nation. They played a top 15 consensus, top 15 national team. They didn't win either one of those games, but were competitive and won. But also, in 5A has kind of been a little bit of a jumble for the most part, and we expected it to be. But, Benton really overall, they tore up Bologna the other night in 2 games, and that was for the Central Conference Championship, which is the toughest conference right now out there in 5A. So, I think it probably starts at the top with those two. And also Mayflower. Mayflower in 3A. They've played the toughest schedule of anybody in 3A, but against 3A competition, they have fared really, really well.
Talking a little high school baseball and softball with Kyle Sutherland. Kyle, what about future Razorbacks or just great players in the state that will be playing at some of the colleges in the state? We were talking about how great baseball is in the state of Arkansas yesterday. How about players to watch in baseball and softball?
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, at Fayetteville, it kind of starts with, that trio that they have that's going to play for the Razorbacks, Jason Delamar, Mark Brissy, and Landon Schaefer. I mean, on the softball side, you've got, guys, I would venture to say if this isn't the best softball class we've ever had as far as like college signees and D1 signees, I mean, it's definitely up there. I mean, you got Brinkley Morton at Lincoln that's going to Mississippi State. You got Lily Faye McWhorter at Woodlawn that's going to Arkansas. Emery Bolin at Pea Ridge that's pitched in two state championships at this point. She's going to UCA. I mean, it's just there's a lot out there. And of course, there's a lot that are going to smaller schools as well, like the D2s and JUCOs and all that. But just about anywhere you look at it, I mean, there's somebody. And I think that it's just baseball has kind of been one of those where we've had a lot of big prospects over the years. And I like as far as like the D1s and stuff. And I think that's really starting to pick up in softball. But of course, Bentonville, too. I mean, they've got a girl going to Drake. They've got one going to Yale. They've got one of their pitchers committed to Texas A&M, Darby Burnett, which she's only been pitching for 4 years and is exceptional. So, yeah, there's plenty both in the small and larger classifications to keep an eye on.
Where would you credit that? Is that because of youth softball in the state and just girls playing the game at an earlier age and getting that development?
Yeah, I think so, Joe. I think that it's just becoming more and more popular, really, especially once the Ladyback softball, because, baseball has been good, I mean, since the Norm DeBryan days, and this has always been a pretty popular baseball state. But when Arkansas went to that super regional in 2018, and I think that was the second one that they had ever been to in school history, and since Coach Deifel has really built that program, it's just, and it's not just Coach Deifel. I mean, you look at Coach Parsons at UCA, you look at Coach Anderson at SAU. I mean, there's multiple divisions where we have got some really good softball and baseball. And so I do think it's a lot of that. Of course, you got like down at Taylor. I mean, I joke all the time. Those kids are literally born with a ball and a bat in their hand. And softball has exploded in Northwest Arkansas. I mean, just 3 of the 6 state champions last year from the west side of the state. So I do think it's becoming more popular because people are looking at it as more than just a sport to do during the spring. I mean, it's one of those where people are starting to do it year-round.
Yeah, Kyle, I'll go back a lot further, and I remember one of my first trips to Omaha with the Razorbacks. I guess that would have been 05?
04, yeah.
04?
That was Dave Van Horn's first one in 04. Yeah.
And I remember about 2 years later, just a big high school boom, and so many of the coaches contributed, the high school coaches contributed it to the Arkansas run to the College World Series, and then it's taken off since then and just exploded and I think you're seeing that now in softball because some of these girls are getting older when Arkansas went to that super regional, and you're just going to continue to see it throughout the state with the success of the program.
Right. No, that's exactly right, Wes. And, Carrie Deaver Boaz, who started the Razorback softball program, her daughter, Macy, is actually a junior she's committed to play. And Carrie's a good friend of mine, and we've talked a lot about that. I mean, it's just 30 years ago when she took over the program, I mean, she had to find her own bat. She didn't even have a catcher because her pitcher threw 65, and nobody could catch that at the time. And that's what's crazy. 65 is still good, but, I mean, that's not even close to elite now. Now it's in the high 60s, low 70s. So, yeah, we've come a long way in not just 3 decades, but like that run that they made, like I said, in 2018, and of course, like you said, the Omaha run, and then what Dave Van Horn has done since then. So it definitely starts with the flagship programs being successful, but we've had a lot of other programs that have had a key role in that as well.
How about also with baseball and the outlook on baseball statewide?
Yeah, I think that's, you look at Kurt Bach, like I said a second ago, Garrett Bach, you look at his dad and what he did. And I mean, even back to the Norm DeBryan days. I mean, Norm DeBryan took them to 2 World Series. I think the first one was in 79. And so, and of course you look at the Torrey Hunters, the Cliff Lees. I mean, having some obviously, A.J. Burnett, those big time baseball players is obviously going to, especially when you're like, okay, well, crap, I can go to I can go to college out of high school. And what was the other one from Travis Wood that was on the 2016 Cubs team, as a reliever. So you see these kids from a small state, little old Arkansas, like, holy crap, I can go, straight out of high school even if I'm good enough, I work hard enough, and that really just drives them. And it's like, okay, well, we have a chance to do this too. So it's just great to see the growth of the game. I mean, I feel like every single year there's just more and more excitement, both for the Razorbacks and whether it is the Razorbacks or a high school team or whatever, it just seems like everything just continues to get cranked up every year, and I love to see both games grow.
Last year we had Slade Caldwell that was drafted really high. Is there anyone like that this year?
No, not quite to that. And Slade is absolutely killing it. I haven't Kevin Bohannon kind of talks to him more. I've done a podcast with him before, but he is killing it in the minor leagues right now. But I don't think, as of right now, if we have anybody drafted, it's not going to be in the extreme. We're certainly not going to have a first rounder. I know that. I think most of the kids that we have signed right now are probably going to end up going to college. Not to say that we won't have any drafted, but from everything that I've heard and seen, we don't have anything, anybody on super high draft boards right now.
On the D3 Auto Sales text line, someone is asking, they may have missed it, 4A softball favorites.
Oh, well, okay, so, and I know this is an extremely cop-out answer, but 4A is probably one of, and I've been talking about this for a few months now, or a few weeks. I think 4A is probably one of the more wide open ones. Monticello, Pea Ridge, that's kind of been your hottest teams right now. But I've probably got to go Monticello or Pea Ridge just because they have been the hottest, but they've got two of the better pitchers in the game right now. Of course, Emery Bolin that I said that's going to UCA at Pea Ridge. This is her third straight. Or well, if she goes to state, that would be her third straight to pitch in. So, I mean, she's been phenomenal. And Elena Lyle down at Monticello, guys, she's kind of battled some injuries, but she's got a great bat. She's going to play at OBU, and she's been really good in the circle. I mean, Monticello has been one of those really good regular season teams over the past few years, but in the back end of the season, it's just, kind of been a little bit shaky, but they're playing really good ball right now. Can't count out Gentry. They've also been really good out of the northwestern part of the state, but I'd probably say those are my 3 and 4A, Pea Ridge, Monticello, and Gentry right now.
Kyle, I got about 20 seconds. Is this the year Arkansas women softball goes to the College World Series?
I want to say yes, but we gotta have a good Peyton Burnham and Robin Herron. Both. I mean, both have been brilliant at times. Robin's been really good pretty much all season. Peyton, she's a freshman. She's going to be awesome for us, but. It's really all about the pitching. We got to have at least two consistent pitchers to get there.
Kyle, thank you for your time. Great segment.
All right, guys.
We'll talk to you next week. We'll do this again and preview the championship games.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
It's Kyle Sutherland with us. Coming up, we got Coach Z. We'll talk Razorback baseball with Andrew Hutchinson and the Razor Hug updates. Stick around. Hour number 2's next.
Morning Mayhem wants to know, is it fact or is it crap? Listen each week for your chance to play, presented by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $32.50 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
No matter what you do.
Oh, you were finished.
We can't be stopped.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
103.7 The Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
KABZ, Little Rock.
Life for a teenager from Searcy will never be the same after he was shot while driving. Searcy police say 16-year-old Isaiah Toledo was driving home from a graduation party when he was shot by someone he didn't know. Police found his wrecked car and saw he was shot in the neck. He was taken to the hospital and is stable, but his father says he can only feel things from the chest up. Toledo was an active soccer player and loves to fish, but will likely never be able to enjoy those things the same way again. Now his father is focused on making their home wheelchair accessible. Police say they found bullet casings in a nearby yard and arrested who they believed was Edgar Gameros of Batesville, but learned that was a false identity. Police say 45-year-old Candelario Gameros Ante used someone else's social security card to get an Arkansas driver's license. He was previously deported in 2017. He's now charged with committing a terroristic act and criminal impersonation and is being held on $1 million bond. I'm Katrin Asaf for the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Sunny and warm weather on the way for the rest of the day. Temperatures will be warming up into the mid-80s later on this afternoon. If you like warm weather, you're going to like the next couple days. I think we'll make a run for 90 degrees on Wednesday and very close to that on Thursday. Rain chances return to the forecast by Friday. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
It's Justin Acree for CertaPro Painters, and CertaPro knows how important your home is to you. That's why they're focused on helping you bring fresh color to your home. You can trust CertaPro Painters to get the job done right, even in those hard-to-reach places. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting, all at the right price. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Yep, that's the sounds of all my friends and another great deck party of mine. And what do you not hear? That's right, no mosquitoes. That's because Sanders Ground Essential provides me with a monthly mosquito barrier spray. Call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com.
The electric cooperatives got its start lighting Arkansas, and we continue to meet that demand with every resource we can deliver. We're powering your life where you live every single day through one of 17 local cooperatives, each unique, always united, and in your community. Our mission? To provide reliable, affordable, and responsible power to every corner of Arkansas. It's the local hometown cooperative way, because we're better connected together. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
HD and everybody out there, he's leaving out of that city of Milwaukee, Ooh, yeah, the Greek freak is gone. Woo, woo! He's not staying. There's no way. When you're owed 3 years and close to $175 million in your contract, and next year, there are going to be 3 players, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyle Kuzma, and Damian Lillard. Their salary cap number is going to be $164 million. Those 3 guys combined will make $130 million, and one of those guys is not going to be playing next year more than likely when it comes to Damian Lillard when he tore his left Achilles tendon in that series loss to the Indiana Pacers. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, as much as you want him to stay, and even there's something inside of Giannis Antetokounmpo that wants to stay, no one should look at him as disloyal. So these are the 5 words in the summer of Giannis. The Bucks are trading him.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Take a look at that Razor Hog update. Getting closer to Arkansas, Tennessee, final SEC series of the season. Arkansas with the number 5 RPI in the country. It's a little coincidence. Arkansas softball, Arkansas baseball, both number 5 in RPI. Both, well, Arkansas softball is already a top 8 seed. They're hosting their regional this weekend. Here's Courtney Deifel on Playing at Home.
Oh yeah, there are no guarantees in anything. The strength of softball is never been stronger. And so, it's always nice when you get the opportunity to stay home and compete, in your stadium in front of your fans, staying in your own beds. There's a lot of positives to that, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We have a really tough field. We expect that. And so we're just glad we get to stay home.
Glad they're home too. Big favorite in my mind to win the regional. I looked it up. The RPI, Oklahoma State has the next best RPI at 25. Indiana was in the 40s. And St. Louis, who Arkansas plays Friday afternoon, they were like 140 something. UCA softball has a better RPI than St. Louis, so they should take care of business. Better take care of business on Friday and then get ready for the winner of Oklahoma State and Indiana. But be curious to see the odds on Bet Saracen later on. What kind of odds Arkansas has to make it to the Super Regionals and to the College World Series. I got to look at the other bracket, who they would be facing. But I guess we got a lot of games to be played to see who could be coming to Fayetteville for the Super Regional if Arkansas indeed takes care of business and wins the regional.
It's like Coach Deifel said, nothing's guaranteed, not taking anything for granted. You go out, you play each game as it is. Just look at that one opponent and you try to advance on. One game at a time. It's so funny. I've been hearing this from the team, and yesterday Davison, the second baseman, spoke with the media. I guess it was Sunday, and she must have said it 3 times, Joe. We're going to do what we do. We're going to play our ball. We're going to go out and pitch well. We're going to have good at-bats. We're going to field the ball well. We're going to take care of our business and let the rest. That's all we can control. Everything else falls into place from there.
She's like, we've been doing this in the SEC. That's the way we played this SEC schedule. And I added it up after they got off to that bad start, losing the series to Ole Miss, getting swept at home by Oklahoma. They are 20-6. 20 wins in their last 26 games. And those 6 losses were all against top 10 teams. So a lot of those 20 wins were also against top 10 teams because they won every series after that. This team is coming into the postseason playing really good. And you think about it, they played well at the SEC tournament. We never talked about it. Had Oklahoma down to the 7th inning. Just kept holding on. Joe, you nailed it Friday. You're like, just keep scoring runs. Just keep scoring runs. And they got it up to, 6 runs they scored and just needed some more. Oklahoma had 5 home runs, had the walk-off home run. That was just, it was a brutal loss. But you know what? they took care of business. They went and won a couple of games, got that top 8 seed, and they are hosting and have a chance to host the next 2 weekends. And man, I got to think this is their best opportunity to finally make it to Oklahoma City. Men's golf. I finally pulled it up on my my app. I want to thank Earl. Earl's been sending me updates from the Razorback men's golf team. They are, let me double check. Yep. They still have the best round of the day going. Arkansas is off to a great start. Now, it's still early in the round, but they are 5 under par. And that is by far the best round of the day. And Arkansas has moved up into a tie for third place with Oklahoma. For the entire tournament, the team is 1 over par. The cut line is at +7, so they're 6 shots clear right now. In team golf, that can disappear quickly. But right now, the guys have played, anywhere from 3 to 6 holes. Every player is under par or even par right now. So they're off to a great start. And so they're doing what they need to do. They weren't projected to be going to the national championship. This would be a little bit of an upset. I mean, I'm looking at some of the ranked teams in their field. LSU's number 6 in the country right now. Arkansas is thumping LSU, and LSU's not going to move on to the national championship tournament. Wake Forest, Pepperdine was ranked 19th. They were ranked ahead of Arkansas. Oklahoma 7, Vandy 18, Tennessee 30, Arizona 31. A lot of ranked teams in this field, and Arkansas wasn't ranked. But right now, a nice little upset. Arkansas is a very young golf team, by the way. They're playing freshmen. They just got a couple more birdies. All right, how about that? Anyway, this will be a nice story, a nice feather in the cap for the golf team to make it to the national championships.
Ron just called in with a great question. What does RPI stand for?
Power Index. Something Power Index, right?
Rating percentage
index.
Yeah. So we're so used to just saying RPI.
Yeah, RPI.
It's a great question, though.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it stood for.
Someone asked, how do round robins work? It's when everybody plays everybody in your pod. Like, let's say it's a 4-team pod round robin. You play the other 3 teams. And then the team with the best record advances from that pod. Some tournaments, some baseball, some softball tournaments are like that. I remember the Sun Belt years ago. They may still do it, but it was kind of odd how they did it. Not your normal bracket where winners face off and winner moves on, loser goes to the loser's bracket, or if it's a single elimination tournament, you're done. We can talk about the One Razorback show. They are up in Searcy, and some news today that was released. The 50-50 raffle is out for the Arkansas Razorbacks. They put out a press release, and I'm sure Hunter Yurchek spent some time talking about that in Searcy today, but they spent the afternoon in Searcy at the One Razorback Roadshow. Now they're moving on to Memphis, and Coach Z joins us. What's up, Coach?
Hey, let's go. We stopped in Bald Knob at we got to come through and get our strawberry shortcake, and we stopped at the cafe that we stop at every year, and the old Bulldog. And it's been good. We got the band and spirit squads in here, and Hunter and the crew, and I'm watching them all eat strawberry shortcake. We just left Searcy, and had a good time there. And boy, yesterday Bentonville was really good, and last night Batesville, guys, over 300 people in Batesville. Coach Pittman, Kelsey Music, and myself, Hunter. We just had an awesome time there. Great crowd. And then Memphis tonight. So let's see what happens.
So, Coach, what all happens at these events from a fan perspective? Do they get to interact with you guys, ask questions?
Oh, yeah, they do. So what we do is we come in. First thing I do is introduce the band and spirit. And we don't bring the whole marching band, but we have I think there's 35 band and spirit squad members here. So they come in, boom, they're playing the fight song. They play a couple other songs. We got a couple, the twirlers. We have some of the dance teams, some of the cheerleaders. They run through their stuff. We do about 3 songs, and then we start the show. And I introduce the coach. I introduce anybody else in the athletic department that stopped. real quick, and then we bring the coaches up, introduce each coach. And with Coach Cal, we'll probably do it a little different. We'll probably just hand him the microphone because he doesn't do as much like sit down and like just go through questions. But like with Sam, with Coach Pittman, and with Kelsey and Hunter, we all, we had them up there in tall chairs, and I just ask them questions. And we go through, and they're really good. And then we tell the folks beforehand, hey, we're going to take questions after. So while they're sitting there listening to Coach Pittman or Hunter, they can think of questions that they might have. And after each coach gets to speak a little bit, we take questions, and we always get some really good questions. And they answer them. And I thought Coach Pittman last night was outstanding and really talks about his football team. He's excited about it. I thought it was really good. And then Kelsey's great. She's just smiling. She's just a ball of energy. And this is for most all of our fans, it's the first time they've ever seen her. And to get to listen to her talk, it's really neat. We had Jordan Weaver at lunch yesterday. She was great. And I think with Cal coming now tonight, we'll just do Hunter and Kelsey kind of together and visit with them. And then we'll do Coach Cal afterwards. Because he may go 45 minutes, an hour. El Dorado last year, he went to, he was close to an hour. So he's kind of his own show.
Did you see that on Twitter? Coach Cal had to come out and take a picture of himself walking the dog with a clean face. Somebody had put a video up and claimed it was from Current, and it was Coach Cal. It was right around COVID, and he had a beard. And everybody's like, oh, my God, Coach Calipari's got a beard now? What's going on?
Right.
He had to get on social media and show everybody I got a clean face. That is an old video.
Yeah, he really did. And what was really even funnier about it was that he said, I knew it wasn't him, and I just seen him a few days ago. Now, he has been gone a lot. He went on a little vacation time. He's kind of been in and out, so he's not been around a lot since, like, April the 23rd or something, but have seen him, and he was fairly clean-shaven, and of course, that turned out to be from COVID. I thought it was funny. Even Hogs Plus was calling me, saying, we got to get you on with Cal with the beard. I was like, you don't have a beard? And but it was kind of funny. And so, but he'll be great tonight. And being back in Memphis will be really good for him. I know he's excited about it. And Coach Pittman's doing 4 of these. I think last year he did a couple of them with us at night. And this time he did the lunch in Bentonville. He's doing lunch Hot Springs. He's been very active with this road show. I think he feels like he's got a good team coming, and he's wanting to put that out. He's really wanting to talk about his football team. And I know for somebody like me, we're trying to spread all this and put out goodwill. It's nice to have your football coach involved and doing so much with it.
How many events altogether?
We got 8, but we have a lot of stops. Like right now we're at the Bulldog restaurant in Bald Knobs. There's a lot of these kind of stops mixed in, but it's officially 8 rallies. There's 4 lunch rallies, and then there's 4 dinner rallies. So we have, we had yesterday Bentonville and Batesville. Today we had the Searcy in Memphis, and then tomorrow will be Stuttgart at lunch. Folks come out. There's still room. Come out. Stuttgart at lunch. And then tomorrow night be Little Rock. Thursday lunch, Hot Springs rally. And then Thursday night, the last rally's in Conway. So it's been really good turnout. Searcy was the smallest one we've had, but the other ones have been really big. And we had a great time at Searcy. I mean, I love that. We just got finished with that one.
Coach, when you make a stop like that where you are in Bald Knob, do you have people approach you then at some of these unofficial stops?
It's great. And Hunter, like this morning, we were 7 Brew, and I bet I talked to 20 people that were just driving up. We were standing there, and Hunter, pays for a lot of this stuff out of his pocket for these kids with the band and Spirit, like 7 Brew, and then hit this Bulldog, and of course the school takes care of everything else. And he's very big about making sure they feel appreciated. And so many people are stopping. What are y'all doing? Of course, we got the bus with all, it's all wrapped in Razorback stuff. And why are y'all here? Why are you in Batesville? And what's going on? So, everybody doesn't get the word on everything. So it's kind of neat. And as soon as we pulled up in Bald Knob here, 3 people came out. We're taking pictures by the bus. And it's good for people because, an older man this morning, he pulled off to the side, got out, took pictures with some of the cheerleaders, and that's fun. And the Razorbacks are a big deal to a lot of people, so it's really nice bringing them around the state.
Got Matt Zimmerman with us on the One Razorback Road Show. Coach, how much did Hunter talk a little bit about the 50-50 raffle and the details that came out today?
He talked just a little bit about it. He didn't mention it because we knew the announcement was coming. It's kind of been building for the last few weeks. Razorback Foundation has been very heavily involved in that, so we were just kind of waiting for everything to come out. He didn't really talk about it last night in Batesville, but today in Searcy, he brought it up and talked about it some, and he obviously will tonight in Memphis. And so, it's going to be a really good opportunity for people to, they get to have fun with it, and maybe they can be the big winner each time. And so someone's going to be super happy. Obviously, it's a form of gambling, so we have to be careful with it. It's just different. 10 years ago, you couldn't have even imagined doing this, but things change. 20 years ago, you never thought in a Razorback game you would be buying beer. And just a lot of things have changed over time, and this is a part of it. And the Razorbacks, through the Razorback Foundation, are going to make a lot of money with the raffle because people want to do it. They want to be the person. Some of the football games, they will be huge pots of money. And even the baseball game this weekend, Tennessee, with the people that we have that go to these games, there's going to be a big pot. And the fact that the University of Arkansas and the Razorbacks are going to make money off that, it's a pretty easy money-making thing.
How do people get in?
I can't win. If you work at the university, foundation, or anything, you can't win. You can't have one of your, a family member, whatever it's called, a close family member, your wife, spouse, they can't win. So, but man, we just can't wait for some of our fans to be really happy when they're sitting there at a Razorback football, men's basketball, baseball game, and they win $25,000 or $18,000 or $13,000 off of a $5 ticket or wherever they have. So it's going to be exciting for a lot of people.
How would someone go about getting in on it, starting with baseball this weekend?
Yeah, starting with, and it was debated, and they were trying to get it done even earlier, but there was a little bit more, going through the attorneys and getting everything lined up, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, make sure everything was organized. But definitely they were very excited about, hey, let's get this thing going, and started with the Tennessee baseball series. So 50-50 raffle, it's here, and the money is such an important part of athletics right now. And at this level in the SEC, we have to have a lot of money. And we do bring in a lot of money, but it just seems like you're always needing more. And now with the revenue share coming in at $20.5 billion, it's nonstop fundraising and finding ways to be able to bring in this revenue to pay these student athletes.
Well, somebody's going to win, and the odds may be slim, but as we saw last night with the Dallas Mavericks, as long as you got a chance, you can win.
That's right, absolutely. As long as you got an opportunity, you can win, and that's what the raffle will do as well. So we're excited about things, and the road show's fun. We were to West. I just want to mention this man in Searcy, and we do these little raffles. He got 2 men's basketball tickets for a game last year through the raffle, and it won't cost him anything. And he's doing a radio interview or a TV interview afterwards, and he was so excited, and he said, "This is the closest I've been to around Spirit Squads and the band, and to go to Fayetteville. And he'd only been to Fayetteville a couple of times in his life, and I love that we can get out and get to the people. And a guy like him, he's going to get to go to a Razorback basketball game and have a great time. And that's for us. That's what it's all about."
What did you think of the Mavericks winning the lottery?
Well, we were swamped last night in Batesville, and when I heard that, the first thing I thought was that's fitting, and they kind of they really need it. It was such a big thing to give away Luka. He's such a great player. I can't believe they gave him away for almost nothing, but it ended up working out for them. They're not going to get a player as good as Luka, but they might get a Cooper Flag that down the road maybe be just as good or better. So it'll be interesting to watch and see. Chances are Luka was such a dominant player. He fit them so well. He fit them. To me, he fit them better than he fit the Lakers. But it's really going to be interesting how all that develops. But good for the Mavericks, and they're especially good for their fans, for their GM and all that. I didn't care because I thought they really made a bad decision. But for their fans, it gives them some hope.
Last night, Knicks Timberwolves, they take commanding 3-1 leads in both those series, and they'll have a chance to close it out. Game 5.
Yeah, all these teams with the 3-1 leads, I think they'll close it. Some of them might close it 5, some of them will get to 6. Hate it for Jason Tatum. He's done a really good job of staying healthy. I think he's a pretty good guy. Hate to see him get hurt. He's going to be out for a long time. That's unfortunate for the Celtics. Cavaliers have fell off. It's really going to be a good playoffs. I think Oklahoma City's going to win it. to me, they just look like the best team. They're energetic. They play good defense. They got capable scorers. They got a couple stars, and I think that's who's going to win it.
Coach, Celtics done with Tatum. We haven't heard the official diagnosis, but it doesn't look good. You got any hope for the Celtics?
Yeah, I just think that as bad as it looks, they just, they can't win much without him. And if he's out long term, like next season, they're going to have to really acquire some folks so that they're just not throwing in the towel next year. This is one of the best players in the league, and he fits how the Celtics play and what they do. So they're in a bind. And when you lose a player like that, it's like when Kevin Durant tore his Achilles and was out for that year. It's just a year injury.
Coach, there was already talk that there were going to be changes to Celtics roster at the end of this season, off season, going into next year. Even based on the result of what happened this year, they were going to have some changes anyway. And so this is something that's going to bring about possibly more changes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to change a lot if they want to be competitive at all. So injuries are the worst part of sports. They're just something, we have to deal with them with the Razorbacks. People have to deal with them. But when you use players of that caliber, it's just really hard to be competitive. And you got to go find some other guys. And some other guys got to step up for them. Maybe Jordan Walsh gets to play.
Any report on Carter Knox? Anything you're hearing?
No, but like I said on here before, wasn't real fired up about him doing it. I mean, I'm so happy for him to have an opportunity. But he's a guy pros could like. His size, he's big, strong body, he's got big feet. He's a good athlete. He's tough. His potential's high. He's the guy that could get in the draft, and you just think he's coming back. You feel like he needs more time, especially with NIL. He's going to get paid well at Arkansas. He'll come back. But with the potential he has, he's a guy you got to keep an eye on because you could lose him because he's that kind of guy that could go and impress somebody. And Lee Mayberry always says, all you got to do is impress one team that falls in love with you, and then that team convinces you they're going to take you at spot so-and-so. So that'll be something that'll be interesting to watch. I think Carter will be back. We feel like that, but until he makes that announcement, you'll have to kind of worry about it.
I asked you a really short question, and I caught you. What are you eating?
Oh, I'm eating strawberry shortcake from the Bulldog
got to get it there. Yep.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I'm watching all these kids eat it all. Tara Talmadge, she's had two big helpings of it. And Tara just can't get enough of it. We got Hunter Yurchek in here. We got the whole crew, and these kids love it.
I'll let you go on this. I thought it was a good question on our D3 Auto Sales text line. You're hitting all these Arkansas cities. Why Memphis? Why did y'all target Memphis?
Well, I think part of it, we have a lot of fans over there. We got a lot of fans in East Arkansas. They can drive over to Memphis. We have a lot of fans in Memphis. But obviously, John Calipari is a big part of it. He's got all his ties to the city of Memphis. 9 seasons that he was the head coach there. And we're not going to be able to take him back to Memphis every year, but it's nice to be able to get him back to Memphis here. And I think he appreciates that. I think he likes that. And he said, darn right, I'll be there. I'm excited about it. So it'll be good to have him back there.
Coach, have a safe trip. We'll catch up with you. I'll see you tomorrow night, I guess, when you
good.
get to
I'll
Fassler
see you
Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And any folks come out, we've still got spots everywhere. And Conway, they say, sold out. I think you show up, we'll get you in the door. I really do. And come on out and see us.
Matt Zimmerman with us. Thanks, Coach. Talk to you next week.
Okay, guys.
Safe travels. When we come back, we'll talk some Diamond Hogs baseball. Getting ready for Tennessee. Andrew Hutchinson will join us. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds. Floyd's Seafood, Keel Avenue in Sherwood. It's crawfish season, and Floyd's has live and cooked Louisiana Cajun crawfish. Place your order by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
This is Sports Center.
The scorching hot Cardinals beat the Phillies 3-2 last night to extend their winning streak to 9 games. During their streak, they have 47 runs, which is 7th in Major League Baseball, and a 2 ERA, which is 1st in Major League Baseball. They'll play the Phillies again today. Elsewhere, the Mets beat the Pirates 4-3 to put them at 27 wins, which is tied for the MLB best, along with the Dodgers and the Tigers. Detroit took down Boston, beating them 14-2. The Tigers have the best run differential in the majors at +84. In minor league baseball, the Arkansas Travelers start their 6-game road series against the Wichita wind surge tonight at 6:05. Radio coverage for this game and all Travelers games can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome to Moe's! Hey guys, this is Brandon with Moe's Southwest Grill. We welcome you in for the freshest Tex-Mex you'll find outside of your own garden. Check us out on Moe Mondays, where we have bowls and burritos starting at $7.99. And remember, your kids always eat free with us on Sundays. Let Moe's cater your next event. Schedule online at Moe's.com. And while you're there, download our app for weekly specials. Stop by anytime, where you'll always get the freshest Tex-Mex, and you'll always hear us say, "Welcome to Moe's!"
Motorcycle riders are just like you and me. They could be your neighbor, your friend, your doctor, or maybe the pastor in your local church. More motorcycles are on the road than ever before in Arkansas, and it's time we started looking out for them. Look back a second time before you make that turn, or before you pull out in an intersection. It might take 2 seconds, but it just might save a neighbor's life. Take 2 for Arkansas. It's worth it. Look twice for motorcycles. A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Hawks Homes presents Morning Mayhem movie reviews each week on 103.7 The Buzz. Hawks Homes can help you design your new home, duck club, or lake house. And if you don't have land, Hawks Homes can help you find it. Find them online at hawkshomes.net.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing, plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk On Sports Bistro, game on.
Oh my gosh, what a show today.
Well, it was great. Thank goodness Justin wasn't as grumpy at the end of the show as he was when he got there. We'll see about that tomorrow, which is a good show.
Yeah, Trey Reed, Craig O'Neill, who else?
Will McIntyre.
The diffuser.
It's a hump day tomorrow on Morning Mayhem.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Back at it. Glad you're with us. Let's talk about the Diamond Hogs. Let's get ready for Tennessee regionals. Andrew Hutchinson joins us now. He's with the best of ArkansasSports.com. What's up, Andrew? How are you?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Man, it's good. I was looking at the new D1 baseball bracket, the projection for the NCAA tournament. And they had Arkansas as a 3 seed, number 3 seed overall. If that's the case, I feel like their top 8 seed is pretty much cemented in. I was thinking they need to win one against Tennessee. Now, I want them to beat Tennessee and win the series, but they may be good as it is.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are having a hard time understanding is that, I've seen a lot of people say, man, we really, I really want to sweep Tennessee, but we at least have to win the series to, secure a top 8 seed. And I'm like, Not necessarily. If you look at the numbers, if you actually there's a website online called Boyd's World or something, and they've got an RPI needs sheet that shows you like what needs to happen to finish with a certain RPI, like a top 16, top 8. And according to that, last I checked, after the LSU series, even though they dropped 2 out of 3, they are there's no way they can drop out of the top 8 in RPI, even if they get swept. Now that may make things a little bit, more, because just because you're top 8 doesn't mean you're guaranteed a top 8 seed. But the RPI does mean a lot. Like if you look at how the seeding is done, we just saw it happen in softball. Like I think the top 16 seeds were all top 18 in RPI, and it was like number 15 and 16 got left out in favor of 17 and 18. So they really in baseball and softball really follow the RPI, and if you just look at the numbers, they're pretty secure in that top 8 range. So they may already have it clinched. But I would go so far as say I guarantee they would be a top 8 seed if they just win one more game. So that'd make them 19-11 in the SEC and give them a top 8 RPI. There's no way a team like that in the SEC gets left out of the top 8.
Andrew, what do you think of what you've seen from this team here lately, the last couple series or so?
Well, if you look at the Texas series, they look like world beaters. That was an incredible weekend where everything fell right. They were hitting the ball. They were pitching really well. They got good starting pitching. Obviously, the bullpen has been great pretty much all year. It wasn't quite the same in Baton Rouge, but it's kind of like the other series where it's like I wouldn't put too much stock into it because it's Baton Rouge is a weird place. Arkansas has traditionally struggled there. I think Arkansas has played 11 series down there under Dave Van Horn and only won 2 of them, I believe. And Arkansas has had really good teams over that span. So has LSU. But I think they're okay. Maybe the number one thing that I would say that I think differentiated the Texas series from the other series is kind of what I just mentioned in terms of the starting pitching. You got more length out of your guys. I think even Landon Beidelshees was able to give you 4 on Sunday. I know fans would want more than that, but for a number 3 starter in the SEC, 4 innings, if he can be solid for 4, that's pretty good, especially if your Friday guy goes 6 or 7 or 8 like he did against Texas, and your Saturday guy can give you maybe 5 or so, which it sounds like Gage would. He would have gone 5+ against Texas if he had not been on a pitch count, and sounds like he's getting to the point where the pitch count is not going to be as big of a factor. So need him to look like he did the previous couple of weeks more than he did against LSU. So I think that the pieces are all still there. It's just a matter of them all kind of coming together and putting them together like we saw against Texas.
What's your biggest question mark? Arkansas wins the World Series if what happens?
I don't want to be super repetitive, but if the starting pitching can give you those lengths, I think the equation is get at least 6 out of Root, at least 5 out of Wood, and at least 4 out of Beidelshees or whoever it is that they go with in Game 3. Now that gives you 15 innings out of your starters, and then you have to go 12 innings out of your bullpen. And if you only need 12 innings out of that bullpen, as deep as it is, you're going to be in good shape. And I think the offense is good enough to where they're either good enough to put together a big inning because they get a bunch of singles and doubles, they draw a bunch of walks, they get hit by a pitch, and they put up 5 runs in an inning. And if you get good starting pitching and then as good as the bullpen is, that may be enough. And honestly, maybe enough if you can just get a solo home run here or there. They've got the power to where, if they're facing a really good pitcher like what they're going to see on this weekend in Liam Doyle at Tennessee, get a home run here or there and, get yourself a 2-1 lead, hand it over to the bullpen and hang on for dear life. There's different ways this team can win. So I think it all boils down to the starting pitching, giving you more length. So that way you don't have to rely on the bullpen to be as dominant as what we saw on this past Sunday in the LSU series where they went, I think, the final 7 innings. So starting pitching, I think, is going to be the key to them making a deep run and potentially, finally winning that national championship.
So in turn, what's the biggest strength of this team right now?
It would be really easy for me to just kind of stick along those lines and say the bullpen because it's been incredible. But I still really believe in this lineup. This lineup, 1 through 9, is a threat. You know, we saw Ryder Helfrich this past week. You know, he was part of the Caboose gang for however long, and then he gets moved up in, I think, the 5 spot on Sunday after, you know, he had 2 hits in each game against LSU. He's able, if he, you know, you get that, you know, Justin Thomas, I think his average has crept up over 300, and he's been your 9-hole hitter. Obviously, there's guys that are struggling. I mean, Brent Iredale's a guy that they need to get going. He's really struggled in SEC play. But maybe he's one of those guys that once you get out of SEC play and get into a regional, maybe he's a guy that can get hot again and he can carry that through the postseason. But I mean, even him, you know, he may be only hitting like 220 or something like that in SEC play. I don't know what it is right now, but he's still a guy that if he gets a hold of one, you know, he's able to put it out of the ballpark. And we could not say that about last year's team. There were so many holes in that lineup. So I really think the strength of this team is the lineup and how it is deep 1 through 9, where, you know, even if you get a guy that struggles, you know, on a weekend, you've got other guys that are there to pick him up.
Talking with Andrew Hutchinson, best of ArkansasSports.com. Andrew, Tennessee, not the same Tennessee we've seen in years past, coming off a series loss to Vanderbilt. In fact, D1 Baseball doesn't even have them hosting right now, so this could be a huge series for Tennessee if they could come to Fayetteville and win the series and may get them back as a host site. What do you see with this year's version of the Volunteers?
Yeah, they're just not as deep. I mean, obviously, Liam Doyle is probably the SEC Pitcher of the Year. I mean, he's been incredible. Their Friday night guy, going to be a top 10 pick in the MLB draft. He's awesome. But beyond that, you know, there's just not quite as much talent. You know, they're still a very good team. Don't get me wrong. Very, very good. Just not quite as good as we've seen. They're very shaky in the field. I mean, that was one of their things that led to their undoing this weekend against Vanderbilt. I mean, they just made a bunch of mistakes in the field. So they're just not quite to the level of what they have been. And of course, you know, there's still the potential is there though. Like if you let them get hot, they're a team that could spank you pretty good. But they have been struggling. I think they've lost like 5 of their last 6 series or something like that. So it doesn't surprise me that D1 has dropped them out of the host conversation. But that also means they're going to have plenty of motivation, as if there wasn't already, for them to come in and try to play well against Arkansas, especially if Arkansas, you know, if they win on Friday night, or I guess Thursday this week, win Thursday night, you know, you get that top 8 seed locked in, you know, maybe there could be a window there where Arkansas maybe isn't quite as focused or locked in, and Tennessee, if you're not, Tennessee can take advantage of that. So definitely going to be an interesting, and of course we know there's going to be fireworks. I mean, if anyone has watched the Tennessee game this year, you know that there's liable for fireworks with Tony Vitello or the players and the attitude and the kind of the style they play. So should make for a really fun weekend.
Andrew, was he like that here? Or did Van Horn kind of put a muffle on it and it didn't rub off to the players? Because, I mean, it's got to start at the top. He allows that kind of mess to go on.
I think that Vitello has always had that in him. I mean, he's always been a fiery guy. I remember that from when he was here as an assistant coach. But I don't think Van Horn is such a commanding presence that he wouldn't allow that to trickle down through his team. And Van Horn has always talked about, you know, playing the game the right way. Mm-hmm. He's definitely an old school kind of coach. So I don't think Dave would allow that to happen, you know, under Vitello. But Vitello has always had that kind of fiery personality. I remember that when he was here.
Yeah, we had Kendall Diggs on yesterday, and we talked a little bit about the Tennessee series, and he was like, you know, Skip always says, let our gloves and the bats do the talking. But he said if they're going to be chirping a little bit, there'll be some chirping back. And so,
oh yeah, absolutely.
They want to start it. Yeah, Arkansas. They're not going to be the ones that initiate it, but they're not going to just sit there and take it either. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great weekend. Man, you guys in Fayetteville, think about with the regional going on with softball and then the Tennessee coming to town. This is a great weekend to be in Fayetteville.
It's nice that this week's series is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because then it allows, you know, there's no baseball to worry about Sunday, so make it out to Bogle Park and, you know, potentially see a regional final if things go well with the softball team. So I think it really sets up well for a fun weekend. I haven't looked at what the weather is, so I don't know about that. Hopefully we avoid the weather. It seems like that's been an issue every week, but hopefully if that all goes well, it should make for a really fun weekend.
Small chance of, we're talking like 15% in the afternoon on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, it is more morning percentage, and it drops down in the afternoon, and then, 15%. So it's a small chance. So hopefully, 85% chance it doesn't. So let's look at it positively.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Andrew, we appreciate it. Good talk a little Razorback baseball with you, and we'll be in touch. Talk soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Anytime, guys.
Thanks a lot. Andrew Hutchinson, bestofarkansassports.com. All right, we'll take a break. You want to jump in here? Now's a good time. 661-1037. 661-1037. That's the same number to text us. Had some folks texting us. Ron and Pine Bluffs lighting us up. Appreciate you listening, Ron. Got a good question over here, Joe. Get into that when we come back. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
Arkansas, Montana with Hubbard Power Sports in Russellville. We're your Arkansas, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo dealer. Are you looking for your next adventure? On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you. At Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo of Russellville, we are proud to say we offer the best customer service around. We've won multiple awards for our level of excellence in many different categories, but our customer service is the one we're the most proud of. Come and see us Monday through Saturday or give us a call. See our current inventory, apply for financing, and value your trade at our website, hubbardpowersports.com.
Life is full of important choices, and when it comes to your finances, you need a bank you can rely on. Reliance Bank has been that trusted partner for families, businesses, and communities alike. Deeply rooted in Arkansas, we're proud to support the communities we call home. From helping families grow their savings to securing a mortgage for your dream home to offering tailored advice for your business, Reliance is here for all your financial needs. Rely on us to reach all your goals. Visit rely.bank for more information. An equal housing lender.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Jeremiah Matthews in Little Rock, Justin Sollers in North Little Rock, or Michael Ludwig in Greenbrier today.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJs spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Well, summer's finally here, and now that means you want to be active. You want to be on the lake. You want to be outside with your kids, but you don't want to be dealing with achy joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's RJ Honk. Are you tired of dealing with knee pain or hip pain? It's time to say enough is enough. Pills are not your answer. Surgery's not your answer. You need to call my friends over at QC Kinetics today. I know for a few months now you've been hearing me talk about the advanced regenerative medicine solution at QC Kinetics, and look, there are folks here in Central Arkansas that have tried it, and it's giving them their life back. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader at taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right to those achy joints, all without having pain meds or surgery. If you've got pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, you need to try out these life-changing results today. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can give you your life back today. It's QC Kinetics.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansans with great-tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 833-886-5282. Call today.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
All right, back at it. Wrapping up the second hour. Good question here on the D3 Auto Sales text line. This is Wes, how many trips to Omaha would you give up or trade for a national championship? For example, Arkansas wins the title this year, but they can't go back to Omaha for, let's say, 10, 15 years or whatever you pick. What would it be? Man, that's good. Here's the deal. Arkansas's done everything but win it, right? And then you got the whole Van Horn factor. Great coach, just never won the last game. He's got one thing missing from his resume. Arkansas baseball program over the last, the last 7 years, 8 years, only team from a Power 5 to win 40 games every single year. They did it again this year. They've had the most wins in college baseball than anybody. They've had the best program except for one thing. They haven't won it all. I love the consistency. I love going to Omaha. I love that they're there every 3 years or so, sometimes back-to-back, But they're missing that national championship. I would trade. I wouldn't trade a decade. I guess. For a national championship, I'd trade a decade. Arkansas wins it this year and doesn't go back for 10 years. I mean, that would suck. It would suck. It would suck not going to Omaha for a decade. I mean, it's been, what's the largest gap Arkansas's had not going to Omaha? Like 3 years? Seriously?
Not always, though.
But I mean, in modern, since I've been here, it's been that 3 or 4 years since the mid-2000s. They're there every 3 or 4 years, and sometimes even sooner. They'll go back quicker.
Probably about half that.
5?
It'd be 3 years, but if you had to extend it, 5 years. But if it was 10 years, scenario probably would be something like they win, Coach Van Horn retires, and then now you have to kind of keep the team afloat or build it back up. And so if there's a 10-year gap, that probably would be a likely scenario.
That's a significant. I mean, think about basketball. the gap that we had. Won a national championship and had a couple of good teams, and then they went for like 25 years without doing anything. And then Musselman gets them to the Elite Eight a couple of times, and so that we know how much fun that was, but you got to remember that drought and how much that sucked. So a 10-year drought would be hard, but that's a great question. Would you trade a 10-year drought for one national championship?
Probably not, because
I think I would.
Let's say you instead you go there 10 years in a row, but there's nothing guaranteed. So you don't know what the outcome would be. Probably would be willing to take the chances of going every year for 10 years in a row as opposed to a 10-year drought knowing that you already won one.
I mean, you could ask a Mississippi State fan, right? They won that national championship, a couple of years ago? 4 years ago, 3 years ago? But they haven't been very good since and fired their coach this year. They're looking – they'll probably get in the tournament as a 3 seed.
They'll take it.
Yeah. But how much longer would they take it?
Well,
obviously not much longer because they already fired the coach.
Yeah, we got the answer on that.
So, I mean, definitely I would do it for 5 years. I would trade a national championship for a 5-year drought. I'm on the fence. 10-year drought, national champion. I think I'd take it. I think I'd bite the bullet and say, let's do it. Let's get that national championship. That's what they're missing. That's the one thing. Everybody, you can talk about how great Arkansas baseball is, and they go, how many championships you got? You go, none. That you can put an end to it. You got it finally. So, yeah, I would. I'd do a decade drought for that national championship.
Yeah, it's a great question, though.
Oh, and he also had a follow-up. What about for another national runner-up appearance? I'd trade nothing for that. That sucked. That sucked. I don't want that, being in the final series, 3-game series, and then obviously the way it happened, but I wouldn't trade anything for a runner-up. Runner-up doesn't mean anything to me. Stan's in Little Rock. What's up, Stan?
Hey, how you doing, boss?
It's good.
All right. What's up there, freaking Joe?
Hey, Stan, how's it going, man?
Man, what was that? What was that? They dropped that ball out there when they missed their chance to win that national championship. What year was that? 2018, man.
That was it.
It was right fielder, second baseman, mass confusion.
Man, you know how hard it is. I know what y'all saying, but you know how hard it is to win a national championship?
Yeah, I do.
And you got, 300-something teams or whatever. You know how hard that is?
Yeah. It's very hard.
I want to make a prediction. I'm gonna make a prediction. Hey, like I say, man, ain't nothing wrong. We got good fans, and he's a great coach now. Don't get me wrong, he's a great coach. But it's just my prediction. When they messed up then, that was their chance right there. I'm gonna say he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but he'll never win a national championship at Arkansas. Y'all have a good evening.
Great call. Appreciate it. Could have said that before you called. I knew what you were going to say. I thought, hoping it was something different. I was hoping you were getting involved in the conversation we were having if you would trade a national championship for a decade of not going. I was hoping that's where you were going, not the same old, same old. In football, this guy on the text line says he'd do it for a 20-year drought. National championship for 20 years. Yeah. 479 says best I would do is 5. Win a national championship, 5-year drought. Okay. You're basically asking yourself if you would trade a championship with Van Horn to fire him, is it worth it? What? You're basically asking yourself if you trade a championship with Van Horn to fire. I don't know what you mean. Nope. Runner-up.
They're saying if you go that long without winning, he's going to get fired somewhere in that span.
Or he retires. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Someone did it in football and made it 70 years. 64, right? Somebody made the trade. Said, give me one championship and I'll take a 70-year drought. Well, I'm mad at that guy. Hope you enjoyed it. Drew in Little Rock says he'd take a championship for a 5-year drought. I would take 5 for 1. All right. I think we're agreeing. 5 for 1 is doable. 10 for 1? 10 for 1? Anybody? I think I would. Phone lines are lighting up. We got to take a break, though. We can answer these calls when we come back on the other side if you want to hold on during the break. It's a great question, whoever was on the D3 Auto Sales text line. There you go. Stick around. Hour number 3 is next.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. And since Rick Schaefer's on vacation this week, I'm bringing in some guest hosts. Today, it's Marcus Elliott. We also have Neil Atkinson from Bed Saracen. Kevin Bohannon goes around the horn and over the fence thanks to Fence Brokers and Chris Walker. Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson thanks to Hogville.net. And the shooter, Pat Bradley, thanks to Bet Saracen. See you Tuesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $32.50 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Sports talk and entertainment.
I can't understand you food in your mouth.
That'll put a smile on your face.
I'm being serious. I can't understand a word you're saying.
KABZ, Little Rock.
The Jefferson County budget debate continues. Just days after the majority group for the Justices of the Peace passed a 2025 budget, there's now a question of whether or not it's valid. Last night, the Quorum Court met to present the budget to County Judge Gerald Robinson. It comes after a special called meeting Friday where that budget was passed. One Justice of the Peace says he never got notice of the special called meeting. Judge Robinson also expressed his concerns over the validity of it. It's the same budget the Justices of the Peace presented earlier this year, but was vetoed by Robinson. The judge says the budget would violate a previous lawsuit and allow nepotism to continue. However, one JP says it would make all county departments whole. Just because the budget passed doesn't mean it's law. The judge still has 7 days to respond. I'm Katrin Asaf for the Buzz Radio Network.
Live fan feedback on 103.7 The Buzz is powered by Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Whit Davis Lumber Plus, more than a lumber yard.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Sunny and warm weather on the way for the rest of the day. Temperatures will be warming up into the mid-80s later on this afternoon. If you like warm weather, you're going to like the next couple days. I think we'll make a run for 90 degrees on Wednesday and very close to that on Thursday. Rain chances return to the forecast by Friday. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Bass tournaments and some of the best fishing spots in the state. It's Fishing Arkansas, Sunday mornings with Big Sarge and his crew. Fishing Arkansas is presented by Shelter Agent Jamie Marsh, Stanley Hardware. Fishing Arkansas, Sunday mornings on 103.7 The Buzz.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Crawfish season is finally back at Eat My Catfish. We've got fresh, live crawfish, and all you have to do is just add the fixins. Be sure to come see us or order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
This is Justin Acree with some exciting news. UAMS Ortho Now is now open at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. If you have an orthopedic injury, sports, work, or anything else, walk in and get the best in orthopedic care. No appointment needed. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game.
Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
I'm Scott Romine with Gwatney Buick GMC. We've been advertising on 103.7 The Buzz for over a decade, and I have personally worked with our sales rep, Hope Hankins, for 8 years. Hope keeps us up to date on Razorback and high school sports sponsorship opportunities. Gwatney Buick GMC has long benefited and enjoyed partnering with The Buzz. If you want to advertise your business on The Buzz, I recommend you call Hope Hankins at 501-773-7321.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get a taste of that winning feeling before the buzzer sounds with ESPN Bet's early victory promo. Simply place a pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game. And if the team you bet goes up by 20 or more points at any point in the game, your bet will get paid out early. Available throughout the NBA playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, hour number 3. Glad you're with us. We'll get to what's trending here in just a second. We had a good little topic, good discussion going when the top of the hour caught us. How long of a drought to the College World Series would you trade for a national championship? I think we agree everybody would do 5 years. Would you do 10? Would you do 15? Where are you on this? 661-1037. I think Rick wants to chime in. What's up, Rick?
Hey, it's good to talk to y'all.
You too, Rick.
Yeah, my phone just won't get through many times. Hey, if Coach Van Horn, now, you remember I grew up with my daddy listening to McBride.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he got that runner-up. And he had he had some good players that went on to the major leagues. And I guess the Hogs have too. But, yeah, if Van Horn can win one, I don't care. I hope he wins one before he retires. I think he's a good coach, and maybe some things just don't happen right. So that's what I'm going to stick with today. I don't care. I wish he would win one before he retires.
Would you take a 5-year drought of going to the College World Series in exchange?
No, I want to take a win.
No, the question is, would you take a 10-year drought? No College World Series appearances in Omaha. In exchange, you get a College World Series championship.
You started with 5. Why'd you go immediately to 10? You went up on
because
right
we've
away.
all agreed we'd do 5.
Right,
Everybody would do 5.
Well, Rick just said he wouldn't even take that.
You won't do 5, Rick?
No, I misunderstood. I'm so sorry. I thought you was talking about us winning it.
Yeah. National championship, but no more appearances for 5 years. You'll take it?
Oh, yeah.
Will you do 10?
We'll make it to the.
Will you do 10? Will you do 15?
For Van Horn, I'll do 10.
All right. That's my question. That's why I think I am
if he
too.
can win one before he retires.
Yes.
I really want him to win one. I really wanted, my dad really wanted McBride to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then me and him, before he passed away, we thought we were going to get there and win it. Of course, you know, I've listened to y'all, and, you know, I know, you know, we missed our couple of chances here and there with fade or just a little bad play or whatever. But I really believe that guy needs to
I didn't do it. That's not me. My finger was nowhere close. His phone dropped. Ron's in Pine Bluff. What's up, Ron? Although that was good timing.
You
I
ever
was ready to
hear?
move on.
Okay.
What's up, Ron?
Okay. Hey, Sun Tzu, the art of war. You must crush and kill your enemy before they kill you.
Yes.
And that's humorous. Okay. Razorbacks gotta go, man.
I agree. Ron, you answer the question. You going to trade 5 years, a drought of 5 years for a national championship?
I want it now.
I do too.
I don't. What are you saying, man? You're gonna freaking give up 5-10 years for national championships year after year? No, I want them now and next year and the next. You have a blessed day, bro.
Thank you, Ron. Someone texted that too. It says, I wouldn't trade anything. I want a chance to win every year. And look, that's why when I first got this question asked, I was like, man, I enjoy being competitive and being one of the top teams in the country and having a chance to go every year and going every now and then and having a dog in the fight. It's a lot of fun. And so I get you. I feel you, but they need a national championship. The program needs it. Van Horn needs it. Now, Van Horn will never say, even when he does finally win it, it's not about him. It's about these guys and the guys that came before them that built this program. But I want him to have it on his record. I don't want him to be like the great coach at Florida State.
Mike White?
No.
Is it?
Florida State. Legendary coach.
Mike somebody.
Yeah, I was about to say Mike. And Florida State baseball coach. Come on. Anyway, he recently retired and passed away, right? Never won it. I do not want Van Horn to be that other guy. Jared's in Searcy. What's up, Jared?
Hey, guys. So I've been waiting on this for 33 years, so I would absolutely give up 5 or 10 years in order to win a national championship. So,
yeah, I think a lot of people are there with you.
The other part of it is I still have nightmares about that national championship game in 2017. So if we could rewrite that and correct it, get us a title, I would be more than happy.
Trade 5? Would you trade 10?
Absolutely.
15?
I mean, I've waited on it this long anyway, so might as well.
There you go.
It's Mike Martin.
Mike Martin.
All right.
Thank you,
guys.
Jared.
And then his son went on to coach after him.
And as one of the texters said, the Cowboys. We've waited like 30 years. I think we paid our due, right? 3 titles in 5 years, and now have to wait. Frank Martin, thank you. Mike Martin, yeah. Not Bobby Bowden, Skeeter. We got it. Mike Martin. Wes, you can't jinx us like you did last year when you were so convinced we were going to the Super Regional. I was convinced. But who just didn't see game 1 going the way it did. Shoot, guys. I want back-to-back, and then I would take 5 years. Yeah, give me back-to-back. I'll easily give you a decade. Back-to-back championships, I'll take a 10-year drought. 2 years of celebrating back-to-back, I'm with you there. But we're greedy. You get one, you want another one. That's a wrong button. That's how flustered I am right now. Just thinking about winning a national championship, what I would give up for it, how many years of not going to Omaha. I was getting ready to do what's trending and then played the bumper music. See, that's passion right there. That's the passion of the Razorback baseball fans, Razorback fans in general. But the drought for baseball, to be so close so many times, have, stints at number 1 throughout the season, multiple years, and not to get the big one, not to win the final game of the year, creates passion. That's why Baum-Walker Stadium is one of the best stadiums in baseball, because of fans.
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
I'm sorry, I'm not done. That dude has built so much. You look at that program. Look at the facilities, the stadium, the player performance center. They got it all, but it's because they've had so much success. Dude deserves a national championship. Yes, I'll trade it for 5. I've changed my mind. 10, yes, I'll do it for 10 too. All right, done. Mavs win the lottery. Certainly, surely, Nico's not going to screw it up and draft somebody else or trade the pick.
They've already come out to say they're not trading the pick.
They did say that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank Lord. That's one less stress in my life.
Well, sources say.
Oh.
So they've talked to somebody that's within the organization.
Yeah.
That says they will not trade the pick.
But they may trade him after 5 or 6 years.
They could trade him on draft day if they wanted to.
All right, here's Cooper Flagg on his game.
I wouldn't really say I model my game after anybody in particular. I mean, I love watching all basketball. I've watched, most of the playoffs so far, and I like to watch every game. But it's not like I'm, watching specific film on one player or a different player. I'm trying to lock in on certain play styles or whatnot. I'm trying to kind of just be myself, play pretty free and to what I believe I can do.
And to that point about trading on draft day, Luka was they traded for him on draft day.
Yeah.
So they drafted Trae Young and then traded for Luka.
Yep. It was one of those pre-draft agreements.
No.
You draft this guy, we're going to draft that guy. We want this guy, though.
Man, it wasn't necessarily that. It was just that once you get to draft day, you can't make draft day trades after a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime that morning is the cutoff, or it may be the day before, but you can't make draft day trades NBA-wise because it extends it out too much. It's nothing like NFL. But that's why you always see them trade the rights to players as opposed to we're going to fall back down the board and draft here, and you come up to draft there. That's when they do make those agreements. But I don't think it was anything prior to the draft that
it was.
They made that.
They knew they wanted Luka.
Not prior to the draft.
Yes.
On that day, that's when they made the agreement.
Weeks before, they knew they wanted Luka, and that's why they worked it out.
Well, why didn't they just draft Luka?
Because it was something with Atlanta and the switch. I don't know, but Luka was their guy for like 2 weeks ahead of time. It wasn't a case where they lucked into him that night.
No, I didn't say they did that, but you make that agreement the day of between two teams. You make that agreement. Man, it's possible but because first of all, you don't know how the draft board is going to shake out. So you don't know if that player is going to be there.
That's true.
So you make the agreement that day when you get into that draft
and
situation.
That's what the agreement was. If we get our guy, you get your guy, this is what we want to do.
Right. They did the same thing for Chris Webber and Penny Hardaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My question, I got distracted. Cooper Flagg, prime, 5 years from now. Who's a good comparison? Somebody in the NBA?
I have no idea because Cooper Flagg is he's different. And you see a lot of these players that are different now where they're taller players, but they're ball handlers. And before, you didn't see these taller players that would handle the ball like that. And so he plays more like a guard, but also he can play in the front court. He can have his back to the basket. He can face the basket. He can do anything around the rim. So he's an all-around player. And like he said, he just wants to be himself. He doesn't necessarily – he said he doesn't even look at film to emulate certain players or take from certain players' games. He just plays his game. So it'd be hard to say who he compares to.
Last night, Celtics. Knicks one step closer to moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Good defense from White, but Brunson still looking, falling away, puts it up. That's good. Jalen Brunson does it again. It's a 2-point game. Timeout, Boston. Towns gets a fake Now drive, throws it inside. Robinson lays it up and in. An awkward alley-oop, but a successful one.
Watching him, obviously I can say the same things. I've seen him since 2015, and I've seen the way his work ethic has grown each year, and then seeing everything he does, how psychotic he is with his work. It all pays off, and so I have full trust in him no matter what the situation is. And the best part about me and him, we don't really take things personal. We talk how we sometimes talk, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little ugly, but we want to win. And it's been like that since the day I met him.
That's Brunson on Bridges. You hear all the Pope talk because of going to Vanderbilt and all the Vanderbilt guys on the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
This is their year. They're excited.
Villanova.
Sorry. I said Vanderbilt?
Mm-hmm.
Villanova. Jason Tatum, though, that was just a black mark on the whole night. It was just a Knicks celebration, and then that happens, and it was eerie how quiet the place got. I mean, even give the Knicks fans the respect for them giving the respect to seeing a great player down on the court.
Jaylen Brown back in, lost the ball. Anunoby all by himself throws it down. And Tatum is hurt. Tatum is down. He wants a timeout. Tatum in so much pain. And the Celtics call timeout, grabbing that right ankle. And that's the final timeout for the Boston Celtics, but more importantly, Tatum really shaken up. That last sequence, turning the ankle, and you see here's the injury, Richard.
Well, it's very difficult. You never presume anything, but that step forward, that false step forward, and he goes down immediately. We don't know what it is, but when you see a player in this position, we thought, because we didn't see the play because we were looking at OG, was it a rolled ankle? Was it a tweak of something? We're not sure. We're going to let the doctors figure that out.
Yeah, nobody wants to say that. Yeah, you fear the worst and just hope it's not. But you could hear it even in that clip, the fever pitch of getting the steal going down, getting that huge basket. The place is going wild, and then it's like everybody sees him down the court, and it's just a murmuring. It's almost like, look, and it just gets softer and softer and quieter.
Jason Tatum, emotional, just thinking about everything he's put into it. They achieved their championship, but they want to run trying to go for back-to-back, and then just all the hard work that's going to go into coming back from an injury.
T-Wolves go to Golden State and get the big victory for them. They're up 3-1, and they're going back home.
Reed on the step back, and that's good, a three. Randall with a jab step, fires, gets a three. Julius Randle, 3 for 3, 2 seconds left. Edwards, long three, and Anthony Edwards beats the buzzer with a triple. He had 2 defenders on him from about 30 feet away.
That was from the second quarter. And in the third quarter is when they really went nuts. And then T-Wolves trailed at the half and had it tied in the third quarter. I think it was tied at 58 and went on a 17-0 run. And it was just 3 after 3 after 3. There was an old-fashioned three-point play, and they just ran away with it. Let's go to Adam Silver. He is talking about the NBA postseason. It's been a great postseason.
It's been spectacular. Amazing competition, close games, buzzer beaters, teams, small, big markets, everybody's competing. And I'm picking up just by way of word of mouth, too. Just walking down the street in New York, I've been traveling a lot to games, looking at social media, too. The fans are responding in a really positive way, and the ratings are way up as well.
To the NFL, speaking of ratings, going to have a blockbuster game Thursday night to kick off the NFL season. It's the Cowboys, Eagles. Yesterday it was leaked out. Have we had a leak today, Joe?
International games. They've all been announced, when they'll be and the teams that are playing. Vikings, back-to-back weeks, are going to play an international game. They're going to play Steelers in Ireland, and then that following week they're going to have a London game. But this is something that's become a trend here recently, too, where they'll have one team that plays back-to-back weeks. And in the past, it's been Jags, and Jags play an international game every year. Also, it's been announced that that game that's in Brazil is going to be on YouTube. So last year it was on Peacock. A lot of people don't have Peacock. This year it's going to be on YouTube.
Everybody has YouTube.
Yes.
It's the Cowboys. They're going to be going back, the unveiling of the banner. They haven't been doing an NFC Championship game in forever, and they're going to sit there and watch the Eagles go,
that makes it
hey,
even better.
hey, it's our second Super Bowl. It's our second Super Bowl in 7-8 years. How about that? Eat that crap, Dallas Cowboys, right? The Cowboys, I think, are a little more talented than people are giving them credit for, and now with George Pickens, it does make it a little more interesting, too. I can totally support it and like it, and you're going to be watching Jerry, and it's all going to be fun.
We got to find Jerry on the field before the game, and we got to get him to say it.
Is this some glory hole?
We've got to get him to say it.
There's a lot of cool storylines here to be had, and it'll be fun being on the field for that one.
And that George Pickens trade.
Yeah, add some spice to it. Definitely.
Creates a little excitement Cowboys fans needed, a little hope that Cowboys fans need. And we'll end with Richard Sherman talking about Travis Hunter. Did you see pretty much went viral over the weekend, the tweet from the woman on the plane about Travis Hunter?
No.
It was awesome. She posted that she sat down on a plane next to the just nicest young man. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And she noticed that he was wearing these Jaguar sweats. And she was like, are you an NFL player? And he's like, yes, ma'am. The Jacksonville Jaguars drafted me in the first round. And she's like, well, I thought it was weird. All these people kept coming up to you and asking for an autograph and taking your picture. But she posted just a picture with him and just what the greatest young man that he was. But here's Richard Sherman talking about Travis Hunter.
I don't know if I feel great about them starting the receiver first because I think it's harder to learn the corner spot. Yeah. I think learning to be a receiver is a much more straight line and streamlined of a process. Trying to say, hey, I'm going to spot play him at corner is a hard thing to do because you never know when the impact play is going to happen. You can play 60 snaps at corner and it's the 49th play that is the biggest play of the game that if he would have been in, he would have saved the game. Yeah. But that's not the play you had him in. Yeah. But at receiver, you could say, hey, he has a package of, we're going to play him for 30 plays, and of those 30 plays, we're going to target him on 10 of them.
It's a good problem to have, trying to figure out how to work him in on both sides of the ball.
And Jags are willing to do it. They're the ones that stepped out there and said they're going to play him on both sides. So it'll be good. It's a good situation for him returning to the state of Florida also. Trey Hendrickson, he met with the media. He said he will not play under the current contract for Bengals. So it'll be interesting to see, does he get an extension? Does he get close to the money he's trying to get? Or do they end up dealing him?
I heard he was upset because his coach called him and said, hey, you're subject to fines if you don't show up, for these OTAs, training camp, and all this stuff. And it ticked him off because he hadn't had any contact with ownership to talk about the contract, but you got a coach that'll call him, tell him, hey, if you're not here, you're going to be fined. That's the only contact he's had.
Craziness. Chargers are the host team for that Brazil game week 1, the game that's going to be on YouTube. But as far as some of these other international games, the game that is in Madrid, and that's going to be the last of international series, November 16th, week 11, Commanders and Dolphins.
Oh, that's a good matchup. Where is that?
Madrid.
Yeah, that's nice.
And some other notes here. Baseball. MLB, Rob Manfred, he made a major announcement where he's going to allow Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson to get into Baseball Hall of Fame now. And he made a statement about players that are no longer with us and that they can't be a deterrent on the game, or it was a deterrent, but, that they can't be seen as a black mark on the game anymore. And so that's why he took not only those two, but other players that have passed on. He took them all off the ineligible list. They're all eligible now.
Wow. So now it's up to the voters.
Yeah. And we'll see somebody get in there at some point.
Now, that's what the argument was. It's a lifetime ban. Their life is over.
Yeah.
So why not? Let's go to Ro. What's up, Ro?
All right. First, Wes, I can't let you sneak that blockbuster in about that Cowboys-Eagles game. Is I can think of other B words to call it before I get the blockbuster.
Blockbuster ratings. Ratings will be through the roof.
just because it's the first NFL game, maybe.
Well, and then you throw in the Cowboys and the Super Bowl champs. It's huge. It's huge. You can't get a better matchup.
Just say the world champs. The Cowboys, they ain't moving the needle like they right now.
Bro, they're in the top 5 every year for the most watched games in the regular season. I mean, it's just littered with Cowboys games.
I know it, and that's because Jerry made a good deal with Fox back in the day. But I called first of all to talk about the NBA draft. Now, I don't know if y'all spoke about it. I just got off work. If you are Nico Harrison, and you just went, and I know Nico's a dirty name to you, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Nico, that wasn't his decision. But if you're Nico Harrison, I think you don't have any choice but to trade that number 1 pick, trade Cooper Flagg. And here's why.
If he trades that pick and he trades him, he should just leave town immediately.
Okay, Wes, I'm going to ask you to think logically for a second, though. Okay, so do you take Cooper Flagg and run the risk of not doing anything for 6 or 7 seasons before Cooper's ready to win, but then Kyrie's done, Daniel Gafford's done, not Gafford, but Anthony Davis is done. All that is done, and you got to build around Cooper. Or do you try to capitalize on the end of the primes of Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Well, yeah, certainly. I would trade Cooper Flagg, the number 1 pick, for Giannis right now, as long as you got him signed to a long-term contract. But the Bucks aren't going to just do that. You got to give some more pieces up. It's just you can't do Cooper.
Yeah, you give up PJ Washington, you give up Daniel Gafford, but you try to keep Kyrie and Clay and Anthony Davis. You may have to let Clay go or something like that. But you bring in the Antetokounmpos because you got to sign to Nasty too. And that's how you make sure Giannis go ahead and come down there. No state tax in Texas. He get to keep most of his coin. He's really more of a conservative, reserved person.
Yeah.
So I think he'll fit in good in the Texas area.
I'm fine with that because, look, we think Cooper Flagg's going to be a great NBA player. We know Giannis is a great NBA player.
Exactly. So if he pulled that off, so is Nico Harrison a good name at that point? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they win,
if
they win, winning solves all the problems.
Yeah. Let's just be honest, though. We know that wasn't Nico's call. We know that there was ownership that told him to do that.
I think it was they all agreed.
Because, honestly, it's on the situation like, okay, you don't do it, then you get fired and you get a bad name with the rest of the owners around the league because you don't follow directions from ownership.
I think all he would have to do is say, hey, these owners wanted me to trade Luka for AD, and I told them no. And they'd be like, well, yeah, nobody would do that.
Hey, that's a military guy. You know they follow directions.
Ro, thanks.
I don't know. Y'all take it easy, though.
See you, Ro. Let's hear from Frank Isola and his opinion on what happens with Giannis.
Something tells me whatever ship he's on, it only goes to L.A., New York, or Miami. But don't discount Houston. Houston, to me, makes a lot of sense. Well, you get them. They have the assets. You get them out of the Eastern Conference. I mean, you're the Milwaukee Bucks. You're trading him to the Knicks? The Brooklyn Nets?
No, Knicks don't have any assets. No.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've just
don't have
in terms
anything.
of, well, you trade him to Houston, they have the assets, and Houston always does this. They got Clyde, they got Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, they got James Harden. They always go out and get a player like that. Ime Udoka, where's Ime Udoka's family from? Nigeria. Where's Giannis's family from before they went to Greece? Nigeria. Who's the greatest player one of the greatest players in Rockets history? Akeem Olajuwon, probably the greatest.
Yeah.
Nigerian. Not
That's
all.
I mean, you got information, or are you just piecing it together?
Right here.
Piecing it together. Let's go, Dave. Hey, Dave, what's up?
Hey, man, I want to take your national championship question and kind of turn it around on you.
Okay.
So I'll tell you this. I would give up a natty for 10 years of of going to Omaha, being a super regional. We're a top 8 seed for 10 years in a row, and we go to Omaha every year for 10 years, even if we don't win it, come in second, third, whatever. Just the opposite of what you said. I'll take that.
But we kind of had that. I mean, they're not going every single year, Dave, but they're going, one every 3 years, sometimes back to back. You look over the last.
Yeah, but
what's Van Horn?
Every year, top 8, every year for 10 years. That's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah,
I take that.
Yeah. Well, the last 8 years have
That'd
been
be
pretty unheard of. They just
and the thing about like you win the national championship, then you're saying no 10 years in a row. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like not going for 10 years in a row.
Dave, I don't like not having a national championship, though. I don't like that. Because that's what's everybody say? Van Horn's a great coach, but Arkansas's got a great program, but they still haven't won the last game of the year. That came up during Ben McDonald said it during the telecast. I'm tired of hearing that.
Oh, me too. Me too. Hey, good luck, guys. Have a good day.
Good call, Dave. No, I love the consistency of what they've shown the last 8 years. It's been a great run. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I love going to regionals and super regionals, and the trip to Omaha is great. Just time to win it all. Got to take a break. Take some more calls when we come back. 661-1037. Look at the D3 Auto Sales text line. Y'all texting? Yeah, you are. I'll hit those. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app? Download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
This is Sports Center.
The scorching hot Cardinals beat the Phillies 3-2 last night to extend their winning streak to 9 games. During their streak, they have 47 runs, which is 7th in Major League Baseball, and a 2 ERA, which is 1st in Major League Baseball. They'll play the Phillies again today. Elsewhere, the Mets beat the Pirates 4-3 to put them at 27 wins, which is tied for the MLB best, along with the Dodgers and the Tigers. Detroit took down Boston, beating them 14-2. The Tigers have the best run differential in the majors at +84. In minor league baseball, the Arkansas Travelers start their 6-game road series against the Wichita Wind Surge tonight at 6:05. Radio coverage for this game and all Travelers games can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $3,250 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Ludwig Oberg is a rising star in the world of golf. He was in contention at this year's Masters and is likely to win many major championships. The 25-year-old Swede embodies the Swedish term lagom. Lagom translates to just the right amount. Not too much, not too little. This trait is a large part of the country's identity. Balance. Swedes apply this approach to everything. So when Oberg starts winning big, if he does, he'll probably handle it well. Doublebees has just the right amount of pretty much everything. Gas, coffee, drinks, snacks. Did I mention coffee? And all kinds of other cool stuff. All roads lead to Doublebees because Doublebees is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing. Plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Well, summer's finally here, and now that means you want to be active. You want to be on the lake. You want to be outside with your kids, but you don't want to be dealing with achy joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's RJ Honk. Are you tired of dealing with knee pain or hip pain? It's time to say enough is enough. Pills are not your answer. Surgery's not your answer. You need to call my friends over at QC Kinetics today. I know for a few months now you've been hearing me talk about the advanced regenerative medicine solution at QC Kinetics, and look, there are folks here in Central Arkansas that have tried it, and it's giving them their life back. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader at taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right to those achy joints, all without having pain meds or surgery. If you've got pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, you need to try out these life-changing results today. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can give you your life back today. It's QC Kinetics.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are.
Military Appreciation Month out of Gwatney Chevrolet. They got some great deals for active and retired military personnel. $750 Chevrolet rebate, and Gwatney's throwing in another $750, doubling it up, $1,500 for Military Appreciation Month. They also have 0% financing and a $3,250 rebate on some of the vehicles out there. Most of the time, it's either or. You get the 0% or the rebate. This month in May at Gwatney, you get both. And then if you're military, active or retired, you get an additional $1,750 on top of that $3,250 rebate. Good things happening this month. Moving them out in the month of May at Gwatney Chevrolet. James Street exit in Jacksonville. Check out all the vehicles on their website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the deals and the rebates and the incentives I'm telling you about there also. Got a great selection of previously owned vehicles. Get the Gwatney guarantee. They go over all those vehicles with a fine-tooth comb. Make sure they're good enough for you. James told us that they got some out there for payments as little as $250 or $300 a month. So if you're looking for something very affordable, they got it at Gwatney Chevrolet. Check them out. James Street exit in Jacksonville. GwatneyChevrolet.com. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you on Out of Bounds. Let me check the text line. A nice little conversation about giving up a 5-10-year run in Omaha for one national championship. 501 says, we've been all waiting for Arkansas softball to win a national championship, but there's always an Oklahoma. Oklahoma's had a hell of a run. They're really good. They've been great. They've been really as close to unbeatable as you could have. This year, down a little bit. They're gettable. 479 writes in and says the Cowboys always have great ratings. 99% of the audience wants them to win. The other 1% wants them to lose. I think it's a little higher for wants to see them lose. Maybe it's like 60-40. But that's what makes great ratings. Some want you to win, some want you to lose. Some watch and hope you screw up. How many years do you think DVH has? Like, if he were to win a natty in the next year or two, would he retire? You know, how long ago he basically signed like a 10-year deal? Mm-hmm. It felt like he had 10 years left in him.
When you win, that changes things, though.
Sure does. But he could be the type of guy that gets that taste. Gets one, he wants two. Gets two, he wants three. Built it, let's keep it going. You go to all that work to build something, and you finally win it. Don't want to walk away then.
I wouldn't think that if they won, he would walk away immediately, and that's assuming it happens soon. But timing has everything to do with it. If it's 5 years from now, that could make a difference too.
Yeah, it's like we said right now, his daughters are grown out of the house. He's got grandkids now. What if the grandkids get to that age, 5, 6, 7 years old? They like going to the park. They like seeing their pawpaw coach being a part of around the team. I mean, keep him around a little bit longer. Or maybe they're very active, they're playing ball, and he wants to be able to go watch them play and coach them and their little teams. 501 says, this is stupid. I'd trade 10 years for a natty right now. I'd trade 30. Would you give up the 94 national championship to have a couple of Final Four appearances in the last 31 years?
No.
Not me. There's a fun season without a championship, but championships are the goal. Thanks, Scott. Scott and Cersei. Now, 870 is on the other side. He says, this is a hard pass. If you're not going back to the College World Series for 5 or 10 years, then for 5 or 10 years, your team's going to suck. That's Brenda in El Dorado. Brenda, thank you. Well, you don't necessarily have to suck not to get to the College World Series. I mean, they haven't gone in 2 years, and the last 2 years they were good. They had good teams. Just couldn't get out of their own way at the regional. Still a fun year. The last 2 years were fun until the regional, until the postseason. I mean, remember the 1 year they won every series in the SEC? That was fun, but it didn't end in a national title. Is that it? 1979. Oh, that's Ron. Thank you, Ron. I'm in the 1%, laughing out loud. How about the Cowboys to lose every game? Only watch 2 or 3 Cowboys games a year. You're probably watching those primetime games, aren't you? I mean, Thanksgiving Day, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. That may be the ones you catch. Check the Whit Davis Lumber Plus live fan feedback. We good there. All caught up. Okay, we're good. That was a good topic. Tonight, got a couple, 2 NBA games tonight, Joe? Oh, I was going to tell you this. Hold on. Play has been suspended at the the Amherst Regional where Arkansas is playing golf. Trying to qualify for the national championships. Their regional has been canceled for the day. Just a terrible break for Arkansas. They came out on the course. They were hot today. They had the round of the day so far. They were 3 under par. The next best round, there was another, who was that? Pepperdine was 2 under par. But Arkansas had the low round of the day going and had moved from 6th place into 4th place. They're at 3 over par. 5 shots in the clear. Arizona and Florida Gulf Coast are at 8 under, tied for 5th. So they would have a playoff to decide who that 5th team is. But just a terrible break. They couldn't finish the round today when they were playing so well. But they'll have to come back out in the morning, try to finish it up, and see if they can't qualify for the national championships. They had, I think, all of their golfers. John Daly, Lil John, triple bogeyed 15. His last hole he got to complete. He was 2 under, tripled. He is 1 over now. Everybody else is 1 under par, even par. So, yeah, they were off to a hot start. NBA basketball. It's going to Bet Saracen, pulling up my app, checking on the
Pacers Cavs
odds for tonight.
Yeah, and Nuggets Thunder. Those are 2 games.
Cavs home, trying to stay alive. Must-win game. 7.5-point favorite.
Donovan Mitchell, game-time decision. We would expect that he would play.
Thunder, Nuggets, Thunder at home. 10.5-point favorite. That series tied at 2?
It's tied at 2, yeah.
Game 5s are always huge when it's tied at 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
10.5 seems like a lot in this series, especially 2 games apiece. They've each won on the other's home court.
Yeah, Thunder have been, record-wise, best team in the league all year, and then they do have some dominant performances at home. So that's what it's kind of based on. Not to say that they couldn't lose a game at home, because it's happened.
Mm-hmm. By the way, remember the discussion you and I had yesterday on the two players to score 29.5 points or over? Jimmy Butler.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah, no. Didn't happen. Glad you taught me out of that. No, Joey, I don't know about the golfers. I don't know. I don't have a prize. I checked again today. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, Joey. I do know tomorrow the new tournament director for the Simmons Bank Championship is going to join us in the studio.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I met him recently, and I invited him up. Thought it'd be a good time for him to come up. Got the PGA Championship about to start, and the seniors, or the Champions Tour, they have their first major of the year this week.
He was actually with us at Justin Moore, St. Jude Classic.
Yeah, that's right. Came on briefly for the you met Mike. Okay. I'd met him the night before at the concert. And so I thought it'd be cool to have him in studio and talk a little golf and talk about the tournament and things that they're doing and preparing for now. I know he talked to some people, some guys, about the cabanas and some of the tents. They're busy selling tickets for that for right now. So anyway, he's going to join us tomorrow and be in the studio.
We're about 6 months out.
Jeez, are we, May? Less than that, right? It's in late 5 months.
October.
Yeah, 5 months away. All right, we'll take our last break. Here's a good time. We'll just wrap it up when we come back. Get ready for Drive Time Sports. We can take a quick call if we need to, 661-1037. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
The following is furnished by Excel Media Pros. Are you battling addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. 800-210-5811. That's 800-210-5811. Hope is one phone call away. Call 800-210-5811.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-939-1441. That's 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet?
RV wins!
Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach?
RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Out here, you'll find a community of hardworking creators with loyal followers, along with proud moments worth sharing. And farm to table, well, that's just supper. And whether it's a raised garden bed, acres of land, or something for your animals, we've got all the supplies and are happy to share a little know-how.
Welcome to Tractor Supply. Into life out here.
Hawks Homes are great for duck clubs, hunting clubs, classrooms, and if you need affordable housing, we have 5 bedrooms for under $110,000. All prices include delivery anywhere in the state, setup underpinning, central heat, and air conditioning. If you have any land problems, no problem. They'll help you find some and help you get the utilities and prep and set up all in the loan. Located in Conway and Bryant, check out the inventory online at hawkshomes.net.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back!
It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life. Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DQ presents How to Hit Summer's Sweet Spot. The new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu is here. And as the official treat of MLB, we're swinging big with our fan favorite S'mores Blizzard Treat. Plus, new mixing bowl mashup with brownie batter and chocolate chip cookie dough. And even more in our stacked summer lineup. Hurry in today because nothing says summer like baseball and our new Summer Blizzard Treat menu. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Sanders Ground Essentials presents Belinda Mayo when she joins Morning Mayhem each Thursday morning. Sanders Ground Essentials, where great lawns start today. On the web at sandersground.com. It's Belinda Mayo each Thursday with Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Give me a
Well, we got the update on Jason Tatum, and it's what everybody feared. He has undergone successful surgery for a torn right Achilles tendon. They repaired it, no timetable, but he's expected to make a full recovery. There you go. Breaking news from ESPN. Tatum did, in fact, tear his Achilles.
And it's not even based on the MRI. It's based on he's already had surgery.
Had the surgery, got it done. That's quick. I guess you could do that with a lot of times when you tear something, you know, an ACL or Tommy John, you got to wait for the swelling to go down, and it can be even like Nolan Souza. You know, he tore his labrum weeks and weeks ago. Just underwent surgery. Like within the last week, I think Randy was saying on Drive Time.
Then it also depends on doctors and their availability.
Yeah, I think Tatum's doctor, they'd be like, now, I don't care what your availability, you get in here, repair this so we can get him back as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum told an interesting story years ago where he said, and we're coming up on NBA draft, so he was telling a draft story where he never wanted to work out for Celtics. He wanted to go to Suns. He wanted to go play with Devin Booker. And the way they were able to get to him was they went through Coach K. They contacted Coach K, so Coach K was able to get to him because he wasn't answering their calls. And so, of course, he was going to answer Coach K's call. Coach K just told him, you know, they have a young coach there who's really good. So just go do the workout and see what happens. He did it. The rest is history. He's a Celtic.
Number 2 overall pick?
I can't remember if he was – I can't remember exactly where he was drafted. But, yeah, he was taken early.
Who was taken ahead of him?
Well, let's see.
How many years has he been in the league now?
Jason Tatum, he was in the – 2017 draft.
Oh, my. I didn't realize he'd been in the league that long.
He was the 3rd pick. So, players taken ahead of him. Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball. Markelle Fultz was one of those where leading up to the draft, all the draft buzz picked up about him, and he was kind of a draft day surprise. Lonzo was expected to be drafted early, whether it was going to be 1 or 2, but that was the draft too. That Celtics, they had the number 1 pick, but they traded back. They allowed Sixers to get it because they wanted Markelle Fultz, and they still got their guy that they targeted all along in Jason Tatum,
and picked up some additional capital.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to say the Celtics won that trade.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, coming up tomorrow on the show, Kendall Diggs. Thanks to Stephen Elmore, Shelter Insurance. And Michael Cataldo from the Champions Tour, the Simmons Bank Championship, will be in the studio from 1 to 2. So talk a little golf with him, PGA Championship right around the corner. Champions Tour, first major this weekend also. Got the Preakness this weekend. Be a fun weekend, besides the regional in Arkansas, Tennessee. Stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
At Ortho Arkansas, sports medicine isn't just for athletes. It's for anyone who